And like I said, the bigger we get, we got more people coming at us. People are going to try to do bad things to us no matter what because they don't want us to succeed.
Is we grew up so fast that we got so much attention, and you're not allowed to, in the corrupted markets, you're not allowed to go fast. You're not allowed to pop out of nowhere and help people change their life. You're not allowed to do that.
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way. I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly.
Karma's a bitch.
Hello, everyone, and how are you all doing today? I hope that you're all having a lovely, lovely Thursday. I hope the weather where you are is better than it is here. We are having quite the rainstorm. So yes, Joe, if it's not raining there yet, it should be soon. Just prepare yourself. So today, there's a couple things on the docket, but we are going to be watching the most recent Empowerment Network with good old Andy Berks and Jeffery Morlock. It's been a little bit since we heard from them, so I thought it would be quite interesting because I feel like they're very ballsy. I'll just say it. Or Friday Eve. There we go. Thursday is actually Friday Eve, Taylor says. I like that. I like that better. It sounds better. I like it. I found it kind of ballsy that they did an entire empowerment network talking about a wallet. Since there's nothing in theirs. They're not getting paid their commissions. And I figured that with the amount of streams that Marty and Chris have done, where they've had our friends going in and asking them about the commissions, that maybe they wouldn't want to talk about the wallet for a little while, but they decided to go for it. So I thought that we would watch that today. But before we get into that, you guys may have remembered from the last time that I streamed, which was the day before yesterday. I could not stream yesterday. I was going on a field trip with my little one to a high school with her choir. They were doing the Ottawa choir thing. They have this get together every year with all of the public school choirs, basically. And so they were doing that. So we had a really fun day of singing and dancing and all kinds of great stuff, but I wasn't here to stream. But when I was streaming, you guys may have remembered Agent Shillbot came in to watch. We love to have them here. And mentioned that there was a video that was posted on Twitter X, Zitter, some people might call it now. There she is. Perfect. Agent Shillbot, just about to bring you up. Actually, I was in the process of bringing you up when you showed up. And they mentioned to me that there was a video that was showing the Dubai Onpassive metro station, and it did not have the branding that you would expect to see. And I promised all of you that I would figure it out by today, and we have figured it out, and it's quite interesting. So we're going to go on that journey together after I say hello to you all. Wes is here. Good to see you, Wes. I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Oh, another thing. This is not Wes Most. I am having a couple comments being left to me about that person. That person would not be welcome here, is not welcome here. This is somebody else. Please stop commenting to me about somebody that I knew like 5 years ago. Thank you. Sorry, Wes. That has nothing to do with you. Completely separate, which is why I had to bring that up. Jelly Snack says, my wallet is full of dust. Aren't they all, though? Aren't they all? I mean, you might have 10 coins, but what are you going to do with that? Joe is here. Oh, shit. Greetings, everyone. Yes, Violet is here. No extension. That's right. We have Peaceful here. Wonderful. Good to see you. Ali is also here. You don't think that I understand Onpassive in its vision. Since you followed my channel, I've always misquoted what has been said and put my wrong thinking from what had been said. I do not misquote. I play what they say and I react to it. So if I play their videos and they say something, that's what I react to. You cannot misquote things then. I have misquoted things in the past, as everyone has, I'm sure, at some point. And if that does happen, I will correct myself. You would have to be more specific in terms of what I've misquoted. You know, Takara is here. Good to see you. Pink hand wavings to you. We love the pink hand wavings. Taylor is here. And of course, Agent Shillbot is here. So let's just get right into it. Naysayers, we are also known as haters. Yes, they call us haters. See, I don't think they understand what we do. If anything, we have an understanding as much as one can of what they do. I mean, it would help if they would stop being confusing and actually do what they say they're going to do and etc. But, you know, we understand what we can. But they don't seem to understand what we're doing and what our goals are. So, the other day, like I said, Agent Shillbot said that there was a video of the Onpassive metro station, and they tagged me and said, hey, Queen of Karma, isn't that the Onpassive metro station in the first video? I can't see any Onpassive branding anywhere, and this is a current video. And I tried to get the best screenshot that I can, and I want you to just look at this screenshot for a minute. The video in question is really this very first video here. the one on the left. And I want you to remember this gold building. I'm going to play the video for you. This is the video here. I've muted it because it's quite loud. So this is the gold building in question. And they kind of zoom in and then they show, you know, the metro station part where the train goes, the tracks. And just for good measure, they go over it one more time. And then they scan over here. And I want you to remember this vision as well. Just kind of keep it in the back of your head for a minute. So I saw that and I was like, okay, all right, interesting. Interesting. So I went to go look at the Onpassive video when they announced that they had bought the train station, the metro station in Dubai. And they bought the naming rights for 10 years. And this is the video that they posted. So see, that's the gold building. And then they show this here, going into the metro. They scan over here. They say that there's Onpassive branding on a sign there that you can see it's just over the first white car. They scan over, and this is the golden building where they're very, very happy to show this branding right here. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. I hope you're having a great day. So this is what Agent Shilbot was wondering about. Because that is not what it looked like in the first video I showed you. Right? Then they also show these signs, allegedly, have Onpassive. And this is the sign here. But then they show that this sign in the background actually isn't Onpassive. It's another brand. But they also claim that they have that. Then they claim that all inside the entire station, it is covered in just constant Onpassive branding. And then they even show us this video, like this area again here with the gold. The golden building. Right? So they're like, look it, we're so great. We have this amazing big Onpassive ad just draped over the building. Hello, Scam Chan, good to see you. Hello, John. Good to see you. So it's apparently everywhere. All over the place. Right? They show us kind of the whole escalator. We get down to the bottom. They claim that it's like all over. So now he buys it. He's going to go on it, I guess. Apparently, they're playing it on, like, screens inside. And apparently, they've done this to the stairs. Right? We see the escalator again. And just one more time, they showed us that building. See? So, of course, when Agent Shilbot saw the first video I showed you, they were expecting to see that branding. Right? And instead, when the video pans over, this is what it actually looked like just a few days ago. So, of course, they're going, what the hell is going on? Now, if you remember, when I first played the very first video, I told you guys to kind of remember the picture at the end. So, I've done some digging, and this building right here, this little square slab right here, remember that, is actually this. Okay? It's actually this. It's not a different station. It's actually this right here. So they have Onpassive as the name on the building. And as you can see, even when you look it up, it literally shows. It's nice if you were there in December, except that's not what it looks like. So it shows there that they do not have the branding that Onpassive is claiming. This is a picture of the Onpassive. It's not even in their picture here. So when the actual Dubai metro station owners take a picture of Onpassive station, okay, basically, even they show you, look, gold building, doesn't say Onpassive. So it's supposed to look like this. Because there's only one of those buildings at the Onpassive station. It's supposed to look like that. Okay? That's what Onpassive claims it looks like. Instead, it looks like this, and it's gold. So they have allegedly bought the naming rights for 10 years, and I don't have anything that I can tell you for sure says that it's not on there. But that golden building does not have Onpassive on it. Okay, well, were you there last week? Because this is what it looks like last week. You know? I know that you're in Onpassive and you like really badly want it to be true. But when on the actual Dubai metro station takes a picture of the Onpassive station, and even it shows a gold building in the background, right? I have to say, obviously, they do not put a big giant ad on that. And this picture would have been taken very shortly after they changed this sign and changed it to the Onpassive station. You know? So it just, no one covers the gold. Exactly. Ash, the master level con man. Yeah, it's just funny because they very obviously show. See here? There's the exact same. Right? I told you, the little small building. That's the Onpassive station. And in Onpassive's video, it's blue. And says Onpassive on it. But when you look up the metro station, it's gold. You know? No, not all of the Dubai stations have the gold tops and the same design. They're all very similarly designed, but they don't all have that. So, it's kind of like, But I'm going to go by this picture here, which is the one that the Dubai metro station posted up to say, we've changed this to Onpassive station. You know? And the issue here isn't even really about the gold building. It's basically what Agent Shilbot is saying here. That the average commuter driving past isn't going to see all of the Onpassive branding like Ash claims. And here, they fucked up. Remember they had Onpassive going over the freeway at the beginning of this? Well, as you can see by this picture, it's a red sign and not an Onpassive ad. But according to the beginning of the video, they have Onpassive on this side, up there, right? Yeah. And on this side. Go to the end of the video, and this is a red sign. Seems iffy. Seems iffy. Now, they'll still have this, possibly, right? Like, it will say Onpassive as the name. And they might have one or two things in there that are showing the branding. But it just doesn't appear that they have as much as what Ash has claimed that they have. So, again, it is just like the naming rights. And it appears that they've edited the videos to make it look like, you know, there's a lot more advertising for Onpassive at the Onpassive metro station than there actually is. They don't tend to rebrand the entire metro station. When you look up the Dubai metro stations, many of them have had different namings. Okay, so a lot of them get named. And they all kind of have a similar inside where the main colors are like this blue gold color. And I'm thinking it would have been very, very easy for them to edit. So this is what it usually looks like on the inside. Okay, so as you can see, they have a lot of like blue and gold seem to be their favorite colors for the Dubai metro station. And on the inside, a lot of them are very, very similar. And then as you can see, there's the gold thing again. This one has a circle. It's not really the gold arch. This one has a slab. It's not the same golden arch. So even if they have a golden area, it isn't, none of them are the same shape. Right? So Takara wanted to compare. This is kind of what I did the other day when I was looking at it. They all have different shapes. There's only a few of them like this. And the one at the Onpassive station is the one that is kind of like the elongated arch. You know? So I am thinking they might have added a lot of branding to make it look like the entire station has Onpassive slapped all over it, and it really does not. But if you go there and you can take a picture of it and take a picture of the inside of the station with Onpassive all over the stairs, please do and send it to me. You know? I'm thinking that a lot of them were. It would have been pretty easy to kind of just put your Onpassive logo where the gold is, you know? It would have been a pretty easy thing to do. It's obvious that they faked Onpassive being on the signs on the overpass, as I showed you. It's a red colored sign on the one side, and they claimed it was an Onpassive white sign. They kind of fucked themselves over with that because then they show it again and it's red. It's like, but you just showed it, you know, like what is going on? It was kind of like, what is going on? Like, it's not on there. So it appears that, one sec. literally, it appears that they have basically edited the station. I'm not saying that the station is fake. I'm not saying that it's not called Onpassive Station. They did buy the naming rights for 10 years. What I'm saying is that they've obviously edited some of it, right? Because look, unfortunately, it's not there. I think that they have this name plate as showed by even the Dubai Metro. But I believe that they edited it. But I did look into it, and I can't find anything that for sure says that the Onpassive Metro station has rebranded. I know someone told me that they had just looked it up. Was it you, Violet? Where did that comment go? Here it is. Just check the Metro's website. Station names look like El Safa is back as Onpassive is nowhere to be seen. That might be because it used to be called El Safa, and if some of it might not have caught up yet. Because when I was looking over here the other day, it was still called the Onpassive Metro. So I think that they do still have the naming rights. And naming rights, you're going to get like a sign that will say the name, right? And as part of the naming, of course, they might throw up their logo with it. So that's real. You know, it's just not, you know, what they're showing, which seemed very excessive to all of us at the time. We were kind of like, really? That's what you do? You slap it all over the metro station like that? That's a bit crazy. Like, that video does look nuts. If I was in that station, I would not be like, oh, I can't wait to find out what this Onpassive thing is. I'd be like, this Onpassive shit is annoying. Everywhere I fucking look, it literally, I can't even walk up the stairs or go down the escalator. Like, it wouldn't be a positive marketing, which is what you should be thinking of too. Like, do you want people annoyed by your brand literally being shoved in their face? Or do you want them to be intrigued and be like, oh, I wonder what this Onpassive thing is, and look it up? You got to ask yourself those questions when you're marketing. And I felt like this marketing was so in your face and everywhere. It was like, is that how they do their branding? Sometimes Dubai can be a little over the top. I was like, you know what? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. I don't know. But now looking further into it with the info we have right now, I'm kind of like, oh, well, maybe it's not all over the place, which would actually be better. It might be better for them. Hello, Anil. I hope you're doing well. Wes says, P.S. I am definitely not the other person mentioned at the beginning of the stream. I found this channel via the Love Has Won stuff and got hooked on Onpassive. I'm Wes from South Africa. Yeah, see, I know that. But I got a couple comments under some of my streams, and I was like, took me a minute to actually, like, realize what happened too. I didn't connect you to that person at all or anyone here. So I was like, why am I getting all these comments about Wes most? And then it clicked for me the other day. I was like, oh my God, it's because I have a Wes here. And they've just assumed there's only one Wes in the entire world. It's like, you do know that Wesley is a name, right? Like other people have it. Okay. Just want to make sure. You know, because we don't want that going on. Mark says, Onpassive likes to exaggerate everything. What we think of as tiny, they often say is massive if it suits their marketing purposes. Yes, and I feel like this was them exaggerating their presence at the metro station, which, like I said, is kind of funny because I felt like it was way too much. So if it isn't that much, I'm happier with it. You know, I'm happier with it. That's actually probably better. Better for them anyway. When Ash wanted more than what they gave him, I mean, yeah, I'm sure he wanted it to look like that. We know he's over the top, right? But I was kind of like, do they rebrand the entire metro station when someone buys naming rights to it? It did seem off. But I'm not going to go to Dubai and check. Stricardo says, could you send us a photo of your commissions and profits? Scarechan says it would be a photo. He said he's with us. He's just pointing out he was at the Dubai at December and the station is real. Yeah, we weren't questioning the station being fake. I do, like I said, believe that the station exists. It's a little bit out of the main trek to and from work. But, you know, it is real. And it would have the name on it because they did buy the naming rights. It did seem weird that they would rebrand the entire station when someone buys the naming rights. You're just kind of buying the right for the station to have that name. You're not buying the station. You know what I mean? Like, there's a difference with that. And I feel like this kind of settled that for us. You know? Hello, dude brothers. You're welcome, Mike. Real station, fakery of ads. Yes. I mean, like I said, they probably do have the Onpassive logo and name up there because they did buy it. Right? And, you know, and see, this is what I mean. We've often wondered if things were fake. There has been times where they have faked. Mark says Hunbot examined an Onpassive video showing large crowds in Dubai looking at one of the Onpassive Burj Khalifa displays, and it turns out that those were faked. And I feel like with the Burj Khalifa, they probably paid for the ad one time, and then they claimed that it was going even when it wasn't anymore. And so they could just kind of replace footage. And that wouldn't have been hard to edit either, right? Makes me wonder about all those screens of Onpassive ads. Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know if those are real. Wikipedia page for Onpassive says the article has multiple issues. What a surprise. Yes, the Wikipedia page is actually hilarious. They basically said that they feel like the people writing the Wikipedia page are a part of the scam and they're going to need some third-party people. And I was like, I don't know. I feel like they're doing a good job, though. They caught them, you know? And they've been arguing on the Wikipedia page because it's obviously that someone keeps going in there and trying to edit that it's a legit company. And then Wikipedia wants to report about the SEC and, like, the actual problems with it. And people at Onpassive don't want that. So they keep trying to edit it out. And Wikipedia is like, fuck off. Stop trying to edit this page. What are you doing? You can actually go into the edit section and, like, see the back and forth a little bit. Highly recommend. Hell, maybe we'll do it once just for fun. But right now we have to get into this amazing stream that they did, the Empowerment Network, which was literally like, and I saw this and I was like, oh, what a nerve. The audacity of these people, because it's called The Importance of Having Your Own Wallet. And I'm like, with nothing in it? I mean, what are we doing here? Bringing
everyone, thank you for joining again. Welcome. And if you are new here, this is Empowerment Network with Konfor. Today, again, Jeffrey and Andy are here. Join me to discuss the topic, why is it important for us to own our own wallet? Jeffrey, welcome.
Hey, welcome to you guys too. It's good to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I needed something to do this afternoon.
Yeah, no. So, Mr. Berks, hello.
Happy Wednesday. What a day.
When she said that, I heard Mr. Butts. I don't know if any of you did, but that's what I heard. And I was like, that's what we should call Andy Berks from now on.
Hey, we didn't get rain today. Yes.
We didn't get rain, but it's freezing cold. Anyway, but there was sunshine, so that's
it might be true.
Exactly.
So, Jeffrey, where do you want to go from here? What's the significance of us holding our own electronic wallet? What is it all about, though? Let's just discuss. Thank you.
Oh, it's all about loving technology, man. It's all about getting the good stuff out, right?
Is that what having a wallet's about? Loving technology. Okay. Ash has promised that any founder who has 5 years continuous membership will receive an Onpassive branded washable adult diaper in recognition of their loyalty. And he got them all from Tiny Dinger Diapers. Mike says, I wonder if the reason Onpassive doesn't advertise in the US is the SEC would get involved as they are getting merchants flagged. Partially, the other reason I believe is because he knows that most people in the US would see through his bullshit in terms of technology. Most people in the US use technology and have for years on a daily basis, right? So when he talks about how amazing the O-mail is, they know better. They say, well, why would I use O-mail when I can use Gmail for free and not join a pyramid scheme, you know? Whereas in the places that he likes to prey on, such as Papua New Guinea, for example, they don't know technology as well. The people he preys on don't have access to the internet in a lot of cases. So to them, it looks like brand new technology. To people in the US, they're stuck in 1995. So it is a little bit of that. But even before that, he wasn't really marketing. And I think it's because he knows who to prey on with this tech scam. He goes after the people that will know the least amount about technology as possible, which you would think is the opposite of what a tech company should be doing, right? Like if you're in a tech company, wouldn't you want people that know technology? Shouldn't that be your customer base? But no, because the tech sucks. These three are my favorite super founders. Onpassive allows them to take their straight jackets off when they live stream. Yeah, Jeffrey's being weird today. My production has gone to Chris and Marty. Right? No worries about advertisements. Soon Ash will get attention from the wanted poster of his face in the United States Post Office. Honestly, I hope so. That would be a great outcome. He deserves it.
Digital wallets, also known as an e-wallet, right? It's an electronic payment system that allows users to store and manage financial information like your credit card information, debit cards, and even currencies, right? Your cryptos and stuff, digitally, right? Storing them. And these wallets are actually revolutionizing the way that we make transactions and transactions happen on the internet, online, right? Now, to set up a digital wallet, you need a few things. Obviously, you got to download a wallet app. You got to create an account. You got to add a payment method like your credit card or bank account or something. Some popular wallets include like Apple Pay, Google Pay, obviously, Samsung Pay. I guess they like that word pay. But the reason that you want a digital wallet, why we want to use digital wallets is, number one, they're really convenient, right? A digital wallet allows us to store and access our payment information, IDs, and other important documents all in one place. And digital wallets, by the way, they're not only for money. You could also put other things in them. But
Joe, thank you for being a member for 36 months. Joe says Onpassive aims for tech idiots like me. 3 years with Beth. Where has the time gone? It goes by fast when you're having fun, Joe.
Most people use them for crypto. It makes it a lot easier to complete transactions and to access all sorts of services online. Another reason that we want to have these is because of the security. A very, very big deal when you come to...
Okay, I have an issue with this already, Jeffrey. Because the one thing that I would not use to describe Onpassive is secure. I would not say that it is secure in any way, shape, or form. Like they don't even tell you that their website uses cookies, which is illegal. So that right away just tells you that you probably can't trust the security of their website either. So I hate how you want to almost imply that you wouldn't have to attach your bank account to your e-wallet. That's weird. And then you turn around and say that this is secure when it's not. What makes everyone think that this is secure other than Ash claiming it? Tell me.
Cyberspace is cybersecurity. Digital wallets use an advanced encryption and security measures to protect our data, our personal financial information, and that causes a reduction, if you will, in the risk of fraud and data breaches and hacks and stuff like that. Another reason that we want these is because they're very, very efficient. Digital wallets let us do very fast, seamless transactions, and they eliminate the need to enter payment information like repeatedly over and over and over. Once you put it in there, I mean, it's really easy to mess with.
I'm sorry to hear that, Gene. I really am. It's hard when somebody is in this. We have a lot of family members of people that are in this. Nancy Johnson, for example, is Chris Johnson's brother. So you're not alone. It's very, very hard because they have such a belief in Ash. This is more than an MLM or a tech company. They really have created a very cult-like community, and it's become more about that and Ash's leadership of that community. And he expects praise from that community, you know?
As far as being able to open it up, you don't have to re-enter.
Right.
And if you ever saw the keys,
it really is.
They're whopping keys, and you don't want to have to re-type in those or platin them all over the place. Another reason would be privacy. They allow us to control personal information, choosing when and how to share it. Also, digital wallets tracking. They give us transaction histories, insights, spending insights.
You know what, though, Violet? That's actually kind of true. Violet says, imagine a hacker breaking into an O wallet and all they find is stupid O coins. You're right. They'd be pretty pissed. They'd be like, damn it, I hacked the wrong one. Should have gone for another fucking company instead. It is like a religion, and they do use a lot of faith manipulation. I mean, the last time we streamed, we watched them pray together at the end. So, it adds a completely other layer to the cultiness here. O-Coin is the first sustainable cryptocurrency. It is made entirely from cow dung. All natural, too. Look at that. May not be vegan friendly, but
financials. I mean, overall, digital wallets help us, I guess, to simplify and secure our digital lives, kind of, and it makes it a lot easier to manage the things that we do online.
Ash spent the $108 million on groceries. He bought a bunch of crypto for him and his wife with it. He bought martial arts lessons for his kids. Took his wife to the salon and spa a bunch, got her hair did. Bought a bunch of stuff for himself. So, some of it got spent. And basically, O-Coin was created because of the fact that they're having the problems with the merchants. And they're going to continually have problems with the merchants. It's going to be the same every one. Like Ash claims, the first one that we got was corrupt and held our money. That's not why they hold money. And I did a video explaining the whole merchant thing to you, so I suggest checking it out if you haven't yet. They'll hold your money if you're suspected of fraud, if you're a brand new company selling a product that, they've never heard of before and you get a bunch of money. So he is right. They will hold it for the reason he claims, but all of them do. So even if he gets a new merchant tomorrow, they're going to hold it then for 6 months. So he'll just be in the exact same position. It'll just be on repeat, really. If you have a digital wallet, you can't claim you forgot your wallet at home when the bill comes in a restaurant. The Golden Corral might accept O-Coins. Maybe.
Actions and the personal information that we use while we're doing that.
Right.
Back to you.
All right, thank you. And of course, I pass it over.
I mean, I guess he didn't really tell us about O-Wallet, though. He just kind of gave us a synopsis of why e-wallets are important. Which, yeah, I guess O-Wallet is their e-wallet, but I hope they get a little bit more specific.
Over to Andy.
Jeffrey said it all. Thanks, Jeffrey.
I know. So the show is ended.
I just said why we wanted them.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm going to come at it from a different angle, actually, because having a private digital wallet allows us to hold private digital currency. Okay. There's a lot of talk about what they call CBDC, which is central bank digital currency. Yeah, exactly. Now, there's a reason why it's important for us to not hold central bank digital currency and have our own wallets outside of that system. There is every single transaction that is made is traceable. So if you've got a central bank digital wallet, then the government can trace everything that you do, every single payment that you do. And the problem is that if they decide that we've got climate problems and you can't travel more than 200 miles, you got to fill up your car, you try to use your digital, your central bank digital currency, and they go, sorry, can't use that. How are you going to pay for it? So if you've got something outside of the system, which is what this will be, it is an independent system, not a central bank digital system.
Okay, but there's a problem. You cannot just have your own private bank and then just make your own currency and then have it work. Okay, even crypto has to be on the crypto exchange, you know? So I don't really understand, Andy, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Like, in that case, everyone would just go and make their own. Then I could just go and print any money I want. Or I could take Monopoly money to the store and be like, well, listen, all right, I created my Monopoly bank. So now this is currency and you have to accept this. Like, that's not how the world works, Andy.
So that alone is probably the most important aspect of holding, a digital wallet.
Andy, what are you hiding? What are you hiding from the government? You know, like, what you got going on?
Wallet of our own. Back to you, Comfort.
All right, thank you. So I think let me start from you back again, Andy.
They really do. That they depend on it. They look for people that don't know a lot about technology, don't know a lot about finances, maybe don't understand multi-level marketing and network marketing or online business as a whole. Most of the people in this, like I said, are either elderly people or they're people that are from places that have very little access to the internet. So they're probably not doing a lot of like stock market trading or anything like that, right? Any kind of finance thing. When Ash decides not to send a payment to your wallet, yeah, then what? They all want to get as far away from all and any compliance systems. He doesn't have a clue. That's all this tells me, really. Right? Mike says, I noticed that they also focus on how OConnect is to be used in enhancing your business instead of being a viable retail money-making product. Exactly. Because it's not a viable, retailable, money-making product. And it doesn't have selling points apart from all of the other video conferencing software out there. In fact, it's about, you can use Zoom. And you can get a business account with Zoom for $346 a year. So it's like 4 times the price, and the product sucks. in comparison. I mean, it is above market value, right? And he has a lot of hidden stolen assets, right? Monopoly money has more value than O-Coin. True. So it's like, what if stores started taking crypto that already exists, and that gets them to the same place Andy's talking about, except without taking scammer money? Yeah. Andy's surname is UK, slang for a stupid person or fool. Burke, look it up.
So we are talking about this, about the digital wallet today, guys, because we've got one, as for all of us who are in the ecosystem, we should know, we've got our own wallet. So is it just there to facilitate?
He really does give the I am so smart subreddit vibe, doesn't he? A lot of the people here too. I feel like Jeffery does a little bit too, right? Marty does. Chris has that. Although I will say Chris will admit that he's not the smartest one. And he gives off the vibes that he still lives with his mom, and when she takes her afternoon nap, he goes down her purse to steal money and rush down to the store to buy a bottle of wine at lunchtime. Thank you for that, Arthur.
These transactions, or is it one of the products in the digital, in the ecosystem, Andy?
Well, let's put it this way. We know, for instance, Omart, Omarket, whatever he decides to call it in the end, is going to come into the ecosystem. That will allow us to be able to buy goods online using our Onpassive wallet. Okay, it doesn't have to go back to the bank and then from the bank to the.
But that's okay. But if Onpassive is the only one accepting it, then that means that the only thing you're ever spending money on is Onpassive stuff. Okay.
The merchant that you're buying from. Yeah, so it's going to streamline the system completely.
It is the 18th of the month. They were supposed to be releasing stuff by the 18th of the month. So, I guess we'll have to wait and see. Apparently, Ash couldn't even show up. It's interesting that we've reached the 18th of the month. And who didn't show up for the webinar this morning? Ash. Was that an accident? I don't know.
And you know, it is not a bank account. Don't get me wrong, but we already know that there will be cards.
I swear to God, half the time she's not even listening to them when they're talking. She hardly ever, like responds with something that makes sense for what they just said, or like in a way that makes you think, oh yeah, she was definitely listening. Like they'll ramble on for half an hour, and then every time at the end it will just be like, okay, thank you, that was amazing, that was fabulous. I'm like, I swear she didn't even hear one word of this whole thing. Like she just tunes out the whole time, and then when they stop talking, she's like, oh crap, I better say something.
So that we can link to it, so that you can use a card, a prepaid Visa or MasterCard. Yeah, but there are certain countries that can't use Visa or MasterCard. So prepaid cards in various different locations are an ideal thing to link to your own wallet. But the beauty of it is, from our point of view, that once we've got this system where we've got other customers on board that offer different products, we will be able to instantaneously move money from our wallet across to their wallet to purchase a product.
Okay, so now inside Onpassive, we're marketing other people's products, Andy? Andy, does Ash know about this? Do Marty and Chris know about this? They don't like it when people bring up other things usually, okay? So if it's not Onpassive products being sold, I don't think Ash is going to like this system, even if it's O-Coin they're using. Quickie Mart is more sophisticated than O-Mart. Is he done?
Sorry, I was trying to unmute myself. So if I get to where our wallet is there, if I get to where, does it mean that it's only going to be used by us, or we can use it to do any other thing apart from the transactions within the ecosystem?
Listen, it is not a bank account, as I've said before.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to have to link it to a bank account. But at some point in the future, we're going to have a system, or be able to have a system in place that actually.
Yeah, but wait. You said, though, that you wouldn't have to link a bank account, that it was a private. Now you are linking bank accounts. One of the pluses of it was that other places make you link your bank account. I'm confused now, Andy. You've already contradicted yourself. You've contradicted yourself. We're not even 10 minutes into this yet.
It allows us to transfer from wallet to wallet based on the fact that I'm purchasing something from that. So expand that out to a company base. Now, we know in Dubai, for instance, they're already starting to allow purchases in using crypto. Yeah, crypto coins and crypto. So if you have an Onpassive.
See, here's the thing, is that not everywhere accepts crypto even, right? Like here, you can't find gas stations with a crypto ATM in them. At least I've never seen one. But Joe claims that in Detroit you can. You know, like there's so many places that don't accept cryptocurrency, especially in the public, as stores and businesses and stuff. They don't accept it. So if it's taken this long for crypto, right, to not even fully get accepted everywhere, why do you think OCoin is going to show up? This brand new thing that no one's ever heard of, and it's going to beat all the other crypto companies, and it'll be accepted everywhere. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. Cryptocurrency's been going for like a decade or more now, and they're still waiting for their acceptance as like real money in the world, you know? Like Louisiana says, I've never been to a store that accepts crypto. And that's what I mean. Like, there's so many of us, we've never even seen this ATM. Joe says, I've seen one in the gas station around the block. You know, and then where Joe is, there is one. So this is what I'm saying. Where Joe is, might be accepted in some places. Where Louisiana and I live, no. Not accepted. And there's a lot of crypto that's been going around. Like, been out here for a long ass time. Like Bitcoin, one of the biggest, well-known ones, right? It really has, it's probably like one of the first ever ones, most acceptable that people use. And it's not accepted in most places. The scam accepts them. That's right, Agent Shillbot. Scams accept them. But most like retail stores and companies like that, no. You know? It's like, why would you think that OCoin's going to beat all of the other, like Bitcoin in this race? They're not. Once again, you're talking like you're going to win a race that you're not even in the same country as it's happening. I don't understand, Andy.
Wallet, and you're holding an amount of money in that wallet, you can say to the guy, right, I want to buy this car. I want to switch it or move it straight across to you. I have a wallet with Onpassive.
Whoa. Who's buying cars out here with OCoin? I got to have a talk with you. We need to have like a sit down. We need to get your parents on the phone. We got to get a therapist. Like, we got more things going on here than just Onpassive now, Andy. Come on, dude.
If you set that wallet up, with Onpassive doesn't take much. You've got access to millions more customers. Would you like to do that? Now, that's a great way in, but at the end of the day, now I can simply transfer my money from my wallet in Onpassive of the ecosystem across to his wallet or his company wallet in the ecosystem. I've purchased the product, but it hasn't gone to a bank, hasn't had to go through a middle.
Right, OneCoin tried to do that car buying and it failed horribly.
Man, it hasn't had the additional costs involved, etc. So it streamlines the system. Now, if there are costs involved, then it means, from my point of view, if I've taken this guy on board to use a to use the ecosystem wallet that Onpassive has because of the vast number of customers that we've got, then perhaps you know, we might earn a small commission out of it. Well, that's an even better opportunity. So now I can buy things from these.
So wait, how would someone using OCoin to buy a car at I'm assuming a dealership or even privately off someone, how are you going to then make commission off of that? Boy, Andy, you're really dreaming big with this wallet.
Guys, but I can also earn by taking on merchants to be able to do it, and it simply goes into our wallet. So yeah, there's lots of different benefits. Jeffrey's covered an awful lot with securities and aspects as well, but if you look at the other side of the coin, if you like, no pun intended, then you know, you've got other options which can it theoretically at this stage, because we don't know the full details, so this is guesswork, guys, but theoretically, if I take on a merchant and say, listen, you need the Onpassive wallet, and by the way, you sign up for Onpassive, blah blah blah, now he's my customer. If he's got millions of transactions going through because millions of customers are now buying his products, I might get 0.00 of a penny for every transaction he does. But if he's making millions, that's extra commission. It's just another string to the bow.
So wait, are you saying that you're going to use that to then prey on them with Onpassive, and then you'll be able to make commissions off of them if they join Onpassive? Or are you thinking that you're going to be able to make commissions because people are using OCoin and OWallet? Because I feel like you've kind of mixed both of those things together here somehow. And then you seem to think that you're going to make commission. I'm having a hard time here, Andy.
It streamlines everything and gives the seller access to millions more customers because of the ecosystem that we have. And bearing in mind, we've got over 3 million customers at the moment. We've got 1 million that are just over 1 million that are paid customers. So these have bought or purchased a product right now. Yeah, so that's access to 1 million customers. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks so much. So Jeffrey, Andy has said a few stuff, so I don't know whether you want anything new at all. I'll just leave it open for you, please.
I always feel like
we could probably talk about some other things.
The seller,
hold on, Andy,
which can purchase the product, but it hasn't gone to a.
I'm sorry, guys.
Expand that out to a company base. Now, we know in Dubai, for instance, they're already starting to allow purchases in using crypto. Yeah, crypto coins and crypto. So if you have an Onpassive wallet and you're holding an amount of money in that wallet, you can say to the guy, right, I want to buy this car. I want to switch it or move it straight across to you. I have a wallet with Onpassive. If you set that wallet up with Onpassive, doesn't take much. You've got access to millions more customers. Would you like to do that? Now, that's a great way in, but at the end of the day, now I can simply transfer my money from my wallet in Onpassive of the ecosystem across to his wallet or his company wallet in the ecosystem. I've purchased the product, but it hasn't gone to a bank, it hasn't had to go through a middleman, it hasn't had the additional costs involved, etc. So it streamlines the system. Now, if there are costs involved, then it means, from my point of view, if I've taken this guy on board to use a to use the ecosystem wallet that Onpassive has because of the vast number of customers that we've got, then perhaps we might earn a small commission out of it. Well, that's an even better opportunity. So now I can buy things from these guys, but I can also earn by taking on merchants to be able to do it, and it simply goes into our wallet. So
you do think that people are going to buy cars and buy stuff, and then you're going to make money because they're using the O wallet. Lord.
Yeah, there's lots of different benefits. Jeffrey's covered an awful lot with securities and aspects as well. But if you look at the other side of the coin, if you like, no pun intended, then you've got other options which
he intended that pun. He intended it so hard. He was like, yeah, that was a good one. He had to point it out. It was so good. Right? Jules and PNG can't wait to buy their Corvette using their 10O coin. Right? I'm having a hard time, trying to get where he's getting this from.
And it theoretically at this stage, because we don't know the full details, so this is guesswork, guys, but theoretically, if I take on a merchant and say, listen, you need the Onpassive wallet, and by the way, you sign up for Onpassive, blah blah blah, now he's my customer. If he's got millions of transactions going through because millions of customers are now buying his products, I might get 0.00 of a penny for every.
Okay, but wait, why are they using O Wallet to buy their products with other companies that aren't accepting O coins? I feel like we've missed a whole step here. There's no blockchain, right? There's no way to exchange O coin with the other crypto. So Jelly Snack says, it's not even crypto yet. Right? This is a lot like Eli Regalato's index coin. If you guys saw that video that I did, the pastor that made his own crypto and then told his congregation that God told him to scam them with it. God came down and spoke to him. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's a good one. But it's the exact same thing as index coin. There was no blockchain. They hadn't put it on their exchange for the cryptos. It wasn't getting traded, wasn't getting sold. There was nothing. You were just buying nothing. Right? Bunch of people bought this coin, and then all of a sudden, Eli was like, sorry guys, God just told me to scam you. End up being a scam. What are we going to do, It's all unregistered securities. And this is what they're in trouble with for the SEC, right? Because you can't just do this. Andy is trying to convince people that Onpassive has a wallet that people need to use. I know he seems to be doing that. But I'm not getting, I'm trying to think, where did he get the idea that this would be happening? Where, as other people came into Onpassive, they would make O Wallet their main e-wallet. Because right now, all you can buy with it is Onpassive stuff. And I really don't think that they're going to allow people to promote their other products and sell them within Onpassive. Sounds like they don't like it when you try to do that. People have literally gotten yeeted for mentioning other companies within this one. So I'm like, I don't know where Andy has even gotten this information from. I'm like, did you just make this up? This guy is describing some fantasy. Because it's even if it's not a dealership, because he keeps using the car thing, right? Okay, so I want to sell my car. Okay? So I'm going to go into ONET, and I'm going to post it on ONET to sell, because it's not like there's a place I could post it anywhere else, so I guess I'm posting it on ONET. Are they going to have an ONET marketplace? Like Facebook has Facebook marketplace? What are we doing here, right? So I would have to then post my car, I'm assuming on ONET, and be like, okay, I'm selling my car for, I don't know, $1,500. It's a piece of crap. I'm selling it. So then Andy thinks that he's going to buy my car and that he's going to transfer me OCoin and that I'll accept OCoin for my car. But why would I do that? Because I really want to buy OConnect for the next few months? I don't understand. Because then once I do that, I only have OCoin. And then am I only able to buy what people are selling on ONet? Because now we're just creating this weird echo chamber of MLMs that they want to make. I don't like it. I don't think anyone else will like it either. And also, in a lot of MLMs, by the way, it's against their compliance team and their terms of service. Thank you. Sorry, my husband just dropped me the food I was making. To literally do these Facebook groups. They used to have all these Facebook groups and Huns would join them and they would be like, hey, if you buy my Monet, I'll buy your Scentsy. And we can be each other's customers and it will be rad and blah, blah. And a bunch of them got in trouble for doing this. So a lot of the MLMs have made it so that that's not allowed. You're not allowed to kind of team up with Huns and other MLMs and do these I buy your product, you buy my product. So half the MLMs aren't allowed to do this. So now you've isolated them out of this plan already. We're starting. Once again, we're off to a bad start here at Onpassive. Who knew? Wow, crazy, I know. But even if that was the case, now we would have to assume that all of the other MLM companies out there, including, I'm sure, MLM crypto companies, because yes, that's also a thing, and the coaching ones and all of those, they would then all have to be we can accept OCoin. Why the fuck would they do that? Especially if they're the MLM crypto ones. So now we've also erased them from this fantasy. So now we're off to an even worse start. Because honestly, wouldn't most of these MLMs, let's be real, they would just make their own money. There's MLMs like Scentsy and Monet and stuff that have the their own debit cards. So you get your Scentsy Pay on it, and then you can also transfer other funds to it. This isn't a new concept, is my point, right? With the OCoin and let's have our own card. I mean, fuck, look at Nilo Life and Transact card. There was a reason why those guys were doing that, right? So it's why wouldn't all the other MLMs then just make their own coins? They would all just make their own coins then. Why would they all sign up to use OConnect if they're not all signing up to use Bitcoin? None of it makes sense. Not one thing makes sense here. So much if it is stories, right? It's if this happens, and then if these 10 things happen, then we might be lucky with some commission. It's okay, well, not even one of those 10 things are happening, so good luck to you, I guess, Andy. Andy wants your assets. Well, now I'm starting to wonder, did Ken Russo get to him? Is he in Nilo Life? Is that why we're talking about trading monies? Andy is in talks with Jeff Bezos to get Amazon to accept OCoins. It's only a matter of time. Right, Amazon would have come up with their own before this would ever get accepted. If you ever give Onpassive your financial information, then Lord help you. Fully agree, Mike. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. It's not a secure website at all. They have been hacked in the past, by the way. So be careful about that. Their past websites have been hacked several times, so they didn't learn much. So I would recommend not attaching any of your financial information. I get worried about you signing up and putting your real name and last name and email address, because I'm pretty sure they're selling people's personal information as well. Remember, there is no real use for OCoin, and Ash is not sending out cash. it's funny because you can't really buy any of the, like, you can't really buy OConnect right now. So you can't even buy OConnect in their own products with the O coin. You know? They live in a weird fantasy where everyone literally is a member of Onpassive, and so they're all buying and selling in Onpassive and making commissions that they want to spend in network. Like, that's what he's describing, right? I'm not crazy? Because, like, the way he talks about it, he just kind of gets right into it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Are you trying to describe this? Because I don't think this is going to work. No matter what way you tried to go about it, you would then have to apply to the SEC to have your coin accepted. Good luck. Smoke and Mirrors discussing all these money and wallet topics to distract everyone from the fact they're probably never going to see a cent. Right? It is. Tough shit. Yep. Andy trying to bypass the banking system, but when I buy his car with 20,000 in O-coin, he has to withdraw it where? His bank. I don't think he's thought about this one. There's a lot of steps here that Andy's just not thinking about. At all. You know? Good morning, Paul. Quinn Karma. That's right. All hail the Quinn. Apparently, literally every human being in the world needs to pay $100 a month for a webinar platform, and we're all just going to make millions and get rich just signing each other up for that. Right? And then we're all going to hang out on there, and we're going to sell each other stuff for O-coin while we're at it. And, like, this is what I mean. Like, okay, if they had, like, a marketplace, they hardly even have an Onpassive marketplace right now. So I'm kind of like, we're jumping a lot of steps. We're jumping the whole gun here. Like, I would maybe be able to understand where Andy even got this idea from. But it's not like Ash has ever said that there's going to be a product where you're going to be able to post things for sale on. So I'm like, Andy, where is this Onpassive where people are selling their cars to each other? On, like, Onet, I guess. O-coin is just a way for Ash to give bonuses or commissions that you can only use on other bullshit products. See, the funny thing, Mike, is there was supposed to be 2 O-wallets that you had. Right? We did a little deep dive on the O-wallet just about a month or so ago now, I guess. Maybe longer, I don't know. I cover this every day. Bear with me. But you're supposed to have 2 O-wallets. One of them was non-withdrawable funds. So that's where a lot of the bonuses were going to go. Okay? And that one is where you were supposed to basically be buying your O-Connect from it. Then you were supposed to have a second O-wallet that was going to be what they called withdrawable. So that's the one that you were supposed to be able to pull out from the bank. Now, the reason why they were doing this is because when you sold a product, if you did not buy it yourself, you would only make commissions that are non-withdrawable. So if you wanted to make commissions that you could then put into your bank account, you could only sell the products that you yourself bought. You know? So even, like, they keep telling people that all they have to do is get in and they don't even have to buy the products and they can make commissions. Yeah, they can, but it will go into an O-wallet where they cannot pull those out. He'll start selling O-cars. Yeah, like Ash now comes up with a company called O-cars. That's really where he was getting all of those cars that he was giving out in India, guys. You know, he runs a dealership behind the scenes. That's why he couldn't make it to the 360 this morning. You know, he was at the dealership. And he has the insider track on what he wants his wallet to do. Right? It seems to be like he's just made this up out of nowhere. Because most of the time, I gotta be honest, even when these O founders talk mad shit, I try to figure out where did they get this from. And in most cases, it goes back to something Ash said that they maybe misinterpreted, or they did interpret it correctly and then ran with it. Or when Ash brought it up, it made no sense. So now it's not making sense again when they're trying to explain it, right? But with this, I'm kind of like, I think he's just making this up. Because, there's been some talk that they wanted to turn O-Coin into real crypto, but that's as far as they've gone with it. Ash has never said that he wants other companies to come in and sell their products using the O-Coin. He doesn't want them to come in and sell their products within Onpassive. He wants them to come in and sell Onpassive. Right? We call that king of coin here, monkey money. Yeah, I mean, if that's what it's called there, that's what it is. You want credit for O-Cars? I mean, hopefully they take O-Coin, right, Joe? Otherwise, we're really fucked. You think no one in Onpassive wants to sell a car to another member? They could. They could. I'm just like, but the thing is if I privately sell a card to Andy, why is Ash paying commissions? I mean, I don't like Ash, and I think he owes these guys a lot. But that wouldn't be his commission. Like, nobody would make commissions off of that. It would just be a private sale within Onpassive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like, you could sell cars to each other all day long, but you're really just then selling cars to each other. There's no commissions. It's not like the person that's underneath me is also getting a cut when I sell my car. At least I hope not. That would be awful. I sell my car, and then the person under me, my downline, just gets like 25% of my car sale. Like, that would suck worse. That's an even bigger problem. Onpassive, the global billion-dollar company that not one single person knows how it works or what it can do. Right? They're always like, we're gonna go viral. No, I haven't heard of FutureNet and their future coin. I'll have to look into that. That sounds interesting. Andy's LinkedIn says he has several years of experience being a financial advisor. Can you imagine? Right? That's what Mark mentioned earlier, too. I saw that comment, Mark. But, I mean, you wouldn't know based on this speech, would you? Would you?
Transaction he does. But if he's making millions, that's extra commission. It's just another string to the bow. But it streamlines everything.
I don't know. There should
and
be
gives the seller access to millions more customers because of the ecosystem that we have. And bearing in mind, we've got over 3 million customers at the moment. We've got 1 million that are just over 1 million that are paid customers. So these have bought or purchased a product right now. Yeah. So that's access to 1 million customers. Thank you very much.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks so much. So Jeffrey, Andy has said a few stuff, so I don't know whether you want to comment or add anything new at all. I'll just leave it open for you, please.
Well, yeah, we could probably talk about some other things too. I mean, obviously, there's a couple of things, Andy, that
Man, I don't even think you can get the cool hats that like Marty and them all have.
You mentioned.
I would so order.
I agree with you. When you're talking about the central bank currencies, the big thing there is control, massive control.
I also miss Onpassive Review. Bring back Onpassive Review!
Control. I mean, they can limit you or they can stop you coding your tracks, and that's not decentralized at all. That's not in the that's not in the spirit of crypto, in my opinion. Also, at the end of the day, as you're fond of saying, the e-wallet within Onpassive is Onpassive's e-wallet, and it's for use with Onpassive and everything Onpassive. All that is Onpassive, and it will allow you to do anything from within Onpassive and transfer from within to and fro Onpassive and then out of Onpassive into a banking or a reserve kind of a fiat.
Yes, they have, Mike. Unfortunately, the entire company claims to be an AI and ML machine learning company. Like, a lot of them think that OConnect is run by like completely AI. It's very heavily implied that all of the products are using AI, and that it's the AI that allows you to upload a video to your O-mail before you send it. Unfortunately, though, they don't have any AI on their website other than the Chat GPT bot. You know? You'd like Onpassive on one side and then our picks on the other? Oh, God, why would you want to walk around wearing my face on you, Joe? Are you okay? I know you love me, but come on now. No one wants my mug on a hat.
Situation. So
you can get a mug, though, from my shop that has my mug on it, and it has Alonda's little robot on it, and I think it has Ash on it. But I made that as more of a joke. My haters got very upset. They were like, "Oh, she's like so narcissistic. She thinks people want a mug with her face on it." And I was like, it was okay.
I mean, life is pretty good. There's some things that we might want to take a look at with some of the features and functionalities of digital wallets in particular. I mean, obviously, you've got payment storage where we can store multiple payment methods like credit cards and bank accounts.
All of which Onpassive does not accept. You cannot pay for OConnect with debit or credit, so there's that.
Contactless payments, that's become a huge thing where users can make transactions without physically contacting between physical devices. So you just type it in and it virtually goes to and fro. Online payments.
All right, you're right. They basically tried to steal ChatGPT and make their own version, except it doesn't work as well. You are right. It is their own little like chat box, but the thing is I've shown you guys it it only has like a few different things that you can do with it. And basically it's just there to give you extra information about each product, which it just gives you the smallest little sentence telling you what it is. Or it just tells you to buy stuff. You know? Yeah, and it's very much similar to the FAQs, exactly. It's basically just tells you the facts, right? It's crap. It's crap.
I mean, obviously that's big. That's huge. We are an AI IT company.
There it is. We are an AI IT company. And now we're probably going to hear about how OWallet has AI. And it's like, oh my God, there is no AI being used.
Where would we be if we didn't have our own digital wallet? And that helps us to secure online transactions. You can also do, as you were saying, this can be a personal wallet. So you can do person-to-person payments. And with Onpassive specifically, I think you also mentioned, Andy, that we're talking at some point.
See, that's the other thing is that a lot of MLMs are also against people doing person-to-person payments. Right? Like, if they do that, it's supposed to be more of like a hush thing. So you probably shouldn't make a whole platform where they can.
We will be able to perhaps go from one holding tank within a wallet to another person's wallet within Onpassive. I'm not real sure about how regulation is going to view that, but that certainly is an option, I would imagine. At the very least, you'd be able to take some of the commissions you earn and move those into a payment wallet so that you could pay subscriptions with it. But again, I don't know how regulatory that context with regulation, how that works out.
Jeffrey, so let me get this straight. You don't actually know how the wallets work. Because you just made it sound like you're getting your commissions paid into the wallet that you can pull out from. Yeah, that's only if you bought the product, though. Otherwise, your commissions get paid into the other wallet. And actually, from the way that it sounds right now, by the way, it sounds like your commissions get paid to the non-withdrawable wallet first, no matter what, and you'll be able to withdraw it from that wallet and put it into the one you can actually withdraw from afterwards. That's how it's been explained over and over again. And the way he said it, he made it sound like the opposite. And I'm kind of like, no, that's not what's up. You should look into what the wallet is before you do a whole stream on it, Jeffrey.
So we'll let them figure it all, I guess.
Well,
also,
sorry, go on, Jeffrey.
No, I was going to say some folks, and I would imagine that we're going to have these too. Some folks even have reward or loyalty programs that can track and store rewards. I mean, we've seen in there that, you know, he's given us O coins and bonuses and stuff like that. So I would imagine that that's going to be in there too. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, from a regulatory point of view, again, this is guesswork based on logic. Okay. So,
I'll be apologizing to them and not me, Jelly, because I don't care. I think that's hilarious. I agree.
well, logic dictates
Oh,
to me that once we've got a verify clear, so everybody has proven who they are, where they live, yeah, and who they are, then from there, that.
I have to be honest with you, Scam Chan. I've never heard of an MLM having as many fucking problems paying commissions as this one. Even if it's brand new, in all of the MLMs I've covered on my channel, they all had a payment merchant, processing, and all that going on, and it was fine setting it up, even if they were a suspicious MLM. This is why I think there's a lot more going on with Ash Mufareh and his finances. Because you guys should know I've been covering MLMs out here since 2019. And I've seen a lot of them formed since then. Just brand new ones. Like, boo! Just kind of showed up. You know what I mean? Like, there's been several brand new ones. Brand new ones that have shown up. And then we're like, ah, shit, there's another MLM. There's another one we haven't, even heard of. Look at Nilo Life. I believe they've already had that worked out. They maybe don't have products and they're in their pre-launch. We're going to talk about them in tomorrow's stream, so I hope you don't miss that. But I've never in my life seen a company start like ever and have all of these fucking issues just with a payment processor merchant. Like, it's more than just the SEC stuff going on. I feel like he probably had red flags with Ashmax on his account or something. He's really shit credit. Something is also going on top of it, because there's been a lot of these startup MLMs that show up out of nowhere, and all of a sudden, like, they have a whole bunch of people buying their products and joining to create teams. And I have never heard one of them say, I'm sorry, we can't pay you because the payment merchant is holding our funds for 6 months. All of those people have gotten their commissions for the most part when promised. Unless I've done a video on how they haven't, then it's been okay. So I'm like, there's got to be a lot more going on. It is Scam Chan. Like, that's very heavily why I think there's a lot more going on with Ash and his finances. Because you could literally go and look up MLMs that have formed since 2019, and you'll get an entire page of brand new ones. And like I said, any of them that are still going today, all of them had no problems securing all this stuff. All right, they all start the same. Except for Ash. He seems to do everything backwards. That's partially what the problem is as well. It should be, Violet. It should be over. Ash told us that it would be over by the end of the month. For sure. I thought it would be already over. But since we're talking September, October, November, December, January, February. The end of February, I figured it should be over if these are the main problems. And it happened right when he owed them their commissions, right? But no, apparently it's April. It's April. Which again, I'm just throwing that information out there. Do what you want with it.
Then allows you to transfer money between people. Now, it may not be set up right now, but it's possibly be there in the future for exactly the purpose of being able to send money to a merchant, to another, a seller of some object or another, some physical or digital other product that might come out from a customer's point of view, but also be able to transfer to things like Bless, so it's likely that will happen. What you have to take into consideration are the tax elements first of all, but also the anti-money laundering regulations. So if they can abide by those two,
yeah, they have different clocks
then
there,
there
huh?
is no reason why they can't be able to do that, if you see what I mean. Yeah. So I believe it's going to be possible, but not right now. We've got to go through this verification.
Do you think Ash would be watching this going, stop saying that? Shh, stop saying things like this. I never said this. I'm not going to be doing it. Because sometimes, Andy's just gone on his own tangent here with what the wallet's going to be used for. And sometimes I'm like, I wonder if Ash hears them talk, and he's like, no, thank you. He'll pay out December 31st, 11:59 p.m. PST 2029. At the rate we're going, yes, Rev's Golden Baby Carrot. That's exactly when he'll pay out. Duh, have you seen The Burge?
Process.
Okay. That's interesting. I know.
What is Roblin talking about? Indeed, Andy, verify is the first step. So why wouldn't you talk about verify in this stream then? Why would you make it about wallet? I feel like that's silly. Ash cringes anytime he watches them talk about dates or deadlines. I like to think so. I really do. Sometimes they do that all on their own. It's true. But it's usually because he says something. Like in the situation we're in today, for example, Ash did a live stream where he said he was going to have a bunch of stuff out by the 18th of April. Then he kind of didn't really mention much about it. But the last time that he streamed with them, he did say that he has released most of the features on OConnect he was going to release by the 18th. So a bunch of them have been talking about how stuff's happening on the 18th today. And Ash is probably going off, fuck, am I supposed to come up with something today? Where did they get that idea? Well, Ash, because you said it. This is why you shouldn't do these webinars where you just talk out your ass and make it up as you go along. He does it to himself. Really?
Just mentioned this, Jeffrey. I don't know if that's something you would also like to comment on it, on the significance of going through the verification process before using a wallet, or do you have some other things so that we gradually start rounding up?
Well, there's a lot of things with the wallet. The verification process, that is a separate process. Like you had said, Andy, that's with Onpassive. We're going to be using our own platform, our own application called OVerify. It's my understanding that will also, I believe, again, my understanding, OVerify will be also a product that will be made available commercially, and for sale. So not only will we be using it within the platform, but it'll be external to us as well. when we look at that sort of thing, and then when you look at the wallet and you look at how the wallet is connected and digitally like hooked onto online platforms, that could be an interesting thing, because we're always talking about API integration. Digital wallets are done that way as well, where they're integrated with those types of things, so where they're integrated onto online
Hi, Sherry. I hope it doesn't get too repetitive for you then.
platforms through APIs, which are application programming interfaces. And that's the process of connecting two or more systems, which they'll also connect or verify. So again, you're getting into systems.
What are you winning? I'm still waiting to find out. Hi, Catherine. Good to see you. Can't understand how founders don't realize they're talking about things that don't even exist, right? And Annie's just like making things up as he goes along now. This is the most outrageous crap. So far, yeah. So far, it really is.
That work together, which is absolutely wonderful. We also know that we're working on our own payment gateway, and digital wallets actually partner with payment gateways like PayPal or Stripe or Square. So our digital.
But what are you in and what are you winning? Do you know? Wonder where the German office furniture is now. You know what, Joe? Since you brought that up, that's a good segue for us to have our commercial break. And then when we come back from our commercial break, I actually want to take a moment to talk about the offices. You guys are talking about offices right now, so let's do it!
Today's video is brought to you by...
Do you have a berserker demon? You may think that's a strange question, but I've dealt with berserker demons. What's a berserker? The word describes ancient Nordic warriors who fought with uncontrollable rage. This is where we get the expression, he was so angry, he went berserk. In the days of Vikings, berserkers would enter a trance before battle to get supernatural strength. They fought with a frenzy. Sound like someone you know? As we say, they lose it. Explosive anger can come from frustration, feeling disrespected, trauma, mental and hormonal issues, and drugs, but uncontrollable rage can be demonic. As an exorcist, I've dealt with berserker demons. If you've got one, you'll need more than anger management therapy. You may need an exorcism of a berserker demon of anger. That's inhuman. I'm here to help at boblarson.org.
Whoa, looks like you got a bit of a tangle in your dangle. Did you know that more than 8 out of 10 hose owners die each year? Not anymore. Hey, turn me on and watch my hose get huge. My mom always told me I was a grower, not a shower, and boy was she right. And if you squeeze me in the right spot, all my raging fluids will come flying out of me, and instantly I'll retract to my small, natural, convenient size. Amazing! Oh, yep. Shout outs to all my flowers and growers out there. And just like a real snake, it can contract and expand like an accordion. You know, we really wanted to name it the Snake Hose, but that's the title of a gay porno. I mean, I've never seen it, but lizard's close enough. This is my next door neighbor, Sharon. She didn't know I was filming her. She also didn't know I had my hose in my hand, too. If your hose weighs more than 15 pounds, I feel sorry for you. You see, women prefer light, dainty, petite hoses. You don't want to be walking around with a big honking nanner. Oh, Sharon. Whoa, watch the whoa, don't get it caught on the thing. Whoa. Hey, buddy, watch where you're going. You don't want to end up like that guy, still using a standard hose, not going anywhere, and he's fucking bald. Fuck! Look at my hose, people. Oh, yeah, it's growing fast, and it's not kinking up anytime soon. Now, I don't know who lives here, but it's time to wake up. Behold, the full length and girth of my hose and its full potential. Hey, can't you see I'm filming a commercial here, you fucking asshole? Wah! Take that, fuckboy! No one fucks with my hose! The lizard hose is about $30. You get 25 feet. That's like, just a little bit more than $1 per foot. Now, fuck it, we'll give you 2. That's 50 feet. Get fucked. Come on, touch it.
Wait, do you have a condom? You don't have one somewhere? Yes. Oi, excuse me there, sir. Do you have these directions? Sure, you just go down that way and make a turn. Don't let her know that your dinger's almost a no-go. Get Tiny Dinger condoms to you discreetly. It's very important to choose the right size, so make sure that you get your tiny size. Don't be caught without a condom. No, no, no. Get Tiny Dinger condoms, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand. Located at your local CVS pharmacy, Rexall, Shopper Drug Smart, Walmart, and in your favorite streamer's nightstand.
We get it. You're into feet, and not many girls are also into feet, but you finally found your dream woman. We got your souls covered now. Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Dinger condoms, trademarked, a YouTube streamer's favorite brand, and the same people who brought to you sexual endorphin spray, trademarked. We have now created the foot fetish Fantasia spray. When you're rubbing on her toes, take a deep breath in and smell the sweet aromas of the toilet bowl, the tire shop, dead flowers, and your nana's perfume. After all, it will turn you on more than just her pinky toe will. This little piggy has been to the market and grabbed themselves a bottle of the foot fetish Fantasia spray, trademarked. It made it so much easier to wake to my ex-girlfriend's feet after she posted up her beach trip vacay photos. Grab your bottle now and make that nasty foot fragrance vanish just like a ghost. Located at CVS Pharmacy, Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Kmart, Chaz R Us, and in your favorite foot fetishist nightstand.
Are you getting upset with people's freedom of speech and consumer protection laws that allow the public to speak out about your scam? Are you giving YouTube creators false strikes in order to continue preying on vulnerable people? Is it getting hard to hold it in? Hold in all the bullshit? Well, introducing Tiny Digger Diapers, the adult diaper designed for the man baby deep down inside who's always on the way to the top where his ears will pop. With our FlexiFit technology, Tiny Digger Diapers moves with you whenever you sit on your chair, sit in your RV, sit on a boat, or sit in your home office paid for by the people you scam. The Secure Lock core offers unmatched absorption for when you're full of shit, which is most likely all the time. These diapers keep you dry and comfortable so you can attend all 500 hours of webinars this week and not miss your chance to sign up a homeless man to your scam. Maybe he also needs the diapers, huh? Brought to you by the same people who brought to you Tiny Digger condoms and Fantasia foot spray. Buy Tiny Digger diapers today. Located at Shoppers Drug Mart, Rexall, Walmart, Target, your local CVS pharmacy, and in your favorite con artist nightstand. No matter where your day takes you from webinar to webinar, you will always be dry and you won't have to cry. Thank you for listening to a message from today's sponsor.
Yes, thank you. So, before the break, Joe had brought up the offices, and a lot of you guys were chatting about the offices in the chat. And I wanted to show you guys this new video that was just posted up recently by our dear friend Marty DeGarmo, and it's called Onpassive from Around the World. And it actually shows the offices and the people in the offices. So I thought maybe we would just take a look. I don't know if this is copyrighted music, so I'm going to turn that off. So there's Egypt, Philippines, Syria, Tunisia, Palestine, Turkey, Pakistan, Cameroon, Sudan, India, You can join the next global AI giant Onpassive, 2 words apparently, to use and market the next generation AI tools. Simply register for free at coolzone.ai with a whole bunch of commas we didn't need. So that's apparently where their offices are now. The funny thing is, this is what the offices looks like. They say nationalities in our office. Onpassive from around the world. They're all in the same fucking office. So they're really just showing us that they have different races and ethnic backgrounds in their office. I don't know why. I would hope that most companies would have that. But I just found that very interesting. And I want to know, is that their Hyderabad office? Or what office do you guys think that is? And I want you guys to take a guess on what office that would be. You know? Stop going there! That's what he says. He doesn't like it when you go there.
Stop going there.
Don't go there. Jeez. Jeez. You think it's in Ohio? You think it's in Ohio? Importing people into the Indian office? It could be. Hyderabad? I think it's stock footage. Yeah, it could be that too. It's probably just a random rental office space. Someone just went in with a camera and they were like, "Hey, we're just doing an ad for the office space. When I put the camera on you, just wave." And they had no idea it was for an Onpassive video. That would be pretty funny. Right? Wouldn't that be kind of funny? That's the Saskatchewan office. It's the Canada office. Didn't you see the German furniture? It's clearly the Burge office. Oh, it could be. Could be. If it's Dubai, it's underwater. I just thought it was an interesting video that he had released. I was kind of like, this is a weird flex. A weird flex. It started with like showing us Egypt and stuff too. So I'm like, is that supposed to be the new Egypt office? Maybe? I don't know. They don't tell us. Because they did take the offices off the website. And then I got an email saying that allegedly it's because they're leaving the USA because they don't like Marty and Chris and the rest of the USA founders making Onpassive look bad. And that after that, Ash Mufareh will be able to continue on with this scam elsewhere. They get more and more delusional by the day. It appears that way, doesn't it? Powerful. It really makes me want to hand over more money. More O coins, though, right? Oh, now this
Digital
is muted.
or online platforms through APIs, which are application programming interfaces. And that's the process of connecting 2 or more systems, which they'll also connect O-Verify. So again, you're getting into systems that work together, which is absolutely wonderful.
Yes, but again, are you expecting other people to use O-Verify? I guess I never really thought outside of them using O-Verify, right? I guess O-Verify would then be another product that you would be selling to other companies. So you'd be expecting to make commission off of O-Verify. Because right now, like, O-Wallet is free. And we got you guys talking about you're going to make commissions off using O-Wallet or other people using O-Wallet to make, like, their purchases. And I'm kind of like, okay, but O-Wallet right now isn't, like, a sellable product. It's just part of the Onpassive ecosystem. When you sign up, you get 10 O-Coin. I have 10 O-Coin. I'm rich in O-Coin, you see. So like, you would have to then make that into a product that people had to buy. And then wouldn't that be annoying if you joined an MLM and then you could only get your commissions if you bought their O-wallet? I don't see people liking that at all. It's in naysayer, say or nay province. I like how my brain, like, was like, no, it's naysayer, not say or nay. And then I read it as naysayer instead. Onpassive doesn't need Chris or Marty's help to look bad. It's true. Onpassive barely uses its own products, right? Founders being each other's customers. Right, like, what are we doing? We're just selling on Onet Marketplace, I guess. That's going to become a thing. Yay.
We also know that we're working on our own payment gateway, and digital wallets actually partner with payment gateways like PayPal or Stripe or Square. So our digital wallet is going to be partnering with Onpassive's digital or gateway payments, right? And the gateway payment is a...
Hey, look, it's Jelly Snack. She said, how do I cash out my O coins?
It's a critical component of digital wallets that give us that seamless transaction by connecting the wallets and such.
I guess they didn't answer you.
To payment networks and stuff like that. So, I mean, that's another thing. One thing that I is also you hear a lot about, I think, is what's called tokenization. And digital wallets use tokenization to replace sensitive payment information with unique tokens. We do that. We've got OCoin, right? That's our token. And this is making online transactions.
At least that was more honest by calling it a token than calling it like money. I'll give Jeffrey that. I would call OCoin an Onpassive token.
A lot more secure. Now, tokenization in context of digital wallets is the process of replacing that sensitive information like credit card numbers, bank details, those sorts of things with a unique token identifier. And that...
Yeah, so again, like, in other words, then you would have to then be able to sell it still to make a commission. Because, okay, like, why would you care about it partnering with things if you weren't selling it and making a commission off of these things? It's the same with Verify. Like, is that going to end up then being a product that you're going to expect other companies to use to verify as they're like, know your customer? I don't see that happening.
That token is then stored in the digital wallet instead of the actual payment stuff. Another thing about this, which I fully expect to be implemented within a wallet, because Mr. Mufareh has talked about this before, is biometrics and other forms of authentications. And this is going right in with your question when you're saying, what about verification, right? Some digital wallets use biometric authorizations or authentications like facial recognition, fingerprint recognition, and these things enhance, right? They beef up the security and they simplify the online transaction. In the context of digital wallets, this sort of authentication refers to the use of unique physical or behavioral characteristics to identify somebody's identity instead of traditional passwords like PINs, for example, right? Instead, you might use voice recognition or iris scanning, even heart rate analysis. Some folks...
You can't use these things in your house, Jeffrey. Like, what are you expecting people to do? Because, like, a lot of people right now don't have a way that, like, a scan of their eyes can happen. Like, now we are talking into the far future where everybody has these technologies that's just at their fingertips. Like, even if all the banks all of a sudden needed us to, like, use eye scanning instead of pins, we'd all be fucked. Right? And it's like, you would still need a pin. When you go and make a purchase at the store, they're not going to scan your eyes. All right, my My local grocery store does not accept that. I wouldn't be able to buy groceries anymore. I'd be fucked, you know? Like this is what I mean. We're skipping so many steps that would have to happen in order for this to happen with Onpassive. And it's like all of these other companies are already working on making all of these sorts of technologies. All right, there's already a chip that you can get implanted with that has your like information on it. So you can go and pay at the grocery store with a chip in your arm. Like that's already a thing. But it's not like everyone doesn't have this, and good luck getting. Could you imagine trying to get the conspiracy theorists to do this? They already think that they're chipping people when they just give them normal COVID vaccines, okay? We got a long ways before that's like the main way that we pay for things in our world, you know? And that's with like other companies. Looking at Onpassive trying to go about doing that, oh my god. We're not doing that for 200 years over here, Jeffrey. Like, why are you even talking about this?
They're using. So using that provides an additional layer, a rather good additional layer. And another thing that we hear about that we know we're going to be connected to is obviously cloud connectivity. Cloud-based digital wallets synchronize data across devices, and cloud connectivity in context with digital wallets refers to the ability of a digital wallet to store and access data like that, payment information, transaction history, personal settings, all.
But here's the thing though, here's what I don't understand. Most people right now, they're paying with their phone. Via their banking system having like their own version of an e-wallet. It's not like when you have a bank, you can't use your like bank to do debit purchases or buy over the internet, and they don't have a way for you to like check your account from home. Like they all have online banking already. Like, my husband uses his phone when he pays. You know, he just goes beep with his phone and then pays for things. I don't understand. Like, I don't understand why, if you can do that directly from your bank, would you then be like, I'm going to go and buy O-Wallet and O-Verify? Because now, technically, now we have to buy two things in order to do this now, right? Because they're talking about O-Verify like it's other places are going to be using it, making it a sellable product, like I said. So now it's like a product that you have to buy. So you buy O-Verify, you buy O-Wallet, instead of just using your banking system like that. Nobody's going to be doing that. Especially since, like I said, the main stores here, they're not accepting O-Coin. They're not accepting crypto yet. So they're not accepting O-Coin. And you can't exchange O-Coin for US dollars, Canadian dollars, euros, pesos, or any other fucking kind of money. So I don't understand, Jeffrey, like, why you think that this is going to be happening soon. At all. Or at least around the time that we have the O-Verify. Which is probably another 5 years from now, by the way. Let Jeffrey use his vivid imagination. It's quite vivid, right? I've got 2 microchips in me and 2 booster chips. Let's start spending. Ahuta, did I say your name right? I'm trying to not keep calling you Miss Leach. I find that you probably don't like that, and I don't blame you. I'm so sorry. Why do we need those other nonsense wallets for? I mean, yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying. Like, if you already have your bank, you already have access to online banking. Most online banking apps also come with an actual software application you can download. And then a lot of people can just pay with that on their phone when they go out. And that is accepted at all their stores. So I don't see people saying, I think I'm going to leave that and go buy into OConnect, become a founder there or a client there so that I can then go buy O-Verify and O-Wallet so that I could buy stuff with OCoin that I can only buy on Passive with, really. Like, come on. Jeffrey knows apples. Jeffrey moron. They can't even fix simple problems on OConnect. How can they do all this other stuff, right? Right? It's like we're talking like the future. We're talking like 200 years from now. We might be doing this. Like, Jeffrey, you're not going to be here anymore by the time Onpassive is able to do this.
That stuff on the remote cloud servers. Obviously, Onpassive, again, there's the hero with our own data centers, our own cloud services. So, I mean, life is going to be good for us, and we can certainly bet that the Onpassive wallet.
Oh, Sherry, I'm just sorry that you got shingles. Did you get shingles? Because, oh, no, thank you.
Is going to be a premier wallet, and it's going to be at the top of the heap, so to speak. Back to you guys.
Wow.
See, do you know what, Skip Jan? You're not wrong when you say that. It does seem like they want to make everything for sale here. And it's almost like the O founders see that as them being able to sell it to other people and make more money, but then they forget that that means that they'll also have to be buying all these extra things. So I'm kind of like, what are they doing right now? You know, like what are we doing?
Cool. Thank you. Thanks, Jeffrey. So Andy, I'll just
okay. He said all that. I had more to say about it than Comfort did. See, this is what I mean. Like, they'll talk for so long and say like so many things that I'll have questions or comments about myself. You guys will even have more questions and comments in the comment section. She's fucking up there with him, and all she'll say, she'll be like, "Oh, wow, thank you. That was so fabulous. Thank you for telling us about that." And then it's like, boom, right on to the next thing. Like nothing. Like nothing was just said. Nothing just happened. She doesn't skip a beat. Just, okay, and now we're talking about this. It's like, Jesus Christ, having a conversation with her must be awful. Just one-on-one, could you imagine?
To go, Jeffrey again has thrown out a few nuggets out there. So let's
a couple of other things that we can probably add. I mean, it's a
no.
long way off yet, but
what do you mean? What do you mean you're adding more now? What do you mean you're adding more? Get unified. It sounds so bad. I was dying in that stream the other night that they're covering Unbutted about Nilo Life. Go check it out if you haven't. I was like, it just doesn't sound fun. Doesn't sound like something that you should want to do, you know? We'll be talking about it tomorrow.
But, just think if we were to have our own digital coins. We've got OCoin right now, but what if it actually turned into a super regulated coin? That would be fantastic.
Unfortunately, Mike, a lot of people are going to pay for the next subscription if they have to. Because they're just so wrapped up in this that they won't look elsewhere for the real information and find out that they're being scammed. I think Ash is fucked for doing anything right now, though, because of the merchants. He really won't be able to secure even a new one. He'll just be in the same position. Like, he seems to think that after this hold is taken off of his account, he can then go to a brand new merchant and then be like, well, the last crook, because he's already called him a crook, he already put me on a hold, so now you guys don't need to. And that's not how that works. It's going to be like, okay, cool, but now you're with us, and we don't trust you, so now you're on another 6-month hold. And now you got to pay us a bunch more money, too, as like a security deposit sort of thing. So it's like he's just stalling now because nobody can make a payment. You need a merchant for that. It might be fewer. I agree. There has been a few people that have been getting very, very upset, and they're kind of done with it. I feel like since I've been covering it, now more than ever, people are questioning, which is a good thing. What happened to the janky merchant that was charging $14 per transaction and running it through Mexico? It feels like $14 per transaction should get you some level of instant access. See, that's the one that has his stuff on hold right now. And he's claiming that he tried to do a court case with them. Because, yes, that was the first one. You're right. And he's saying that they were a crook, which they are. They weren't the best merchant, but that he chose them because of that. He's not transparent or honest with anyone at all. The reason why he chose such a janky merchant is because none of the other ones that people normally trust, decent ones with good ratings and not extra charges, right? They wouldn't accept him. Why wouldn't they accept him? Because of his own fraud. So even if this one here was kind of janky, he chose it because it was janky, and now he's complaining that it was fucking janky. And I'm sorry, but that's just rich. That's rich. Coming from somebody else who's janky. Ash Mufareh, it's extra rich. Like, it's just like, come on, Ash. But no, it wouldn't have. Apparently, even if you're paying extra per transaction and whatnot, they still will hold you if you have an open fraud case, which they're well within their right to. By law, they're allowed to do that if they suspect you of fraud. So I can't imagine that even the dodgiest of dodgy payment processors will work with them. And that's kind of what the problem is, Violet, is they won't. So he's spent several months trying to find one that will, and I don't think he's found one yet. So he has to kind of keep on doing these extensions. There's sexual endorphin spray. Even Tiny Digger Condom sexual endorphin spray refuses to take O-coin for payment.
But I mean, this system is a worldwide system. The thing that isn't worldwide quite now is are things like the regulation, because the regulation differs dramatically from India than it does in the US. Yeah. So what part of the issue could be for the company is how do we make it universal across all countries that everybody's happy with? Once they've got that solution, then things start to change anyway. And as you say, the beauty of it is that it is a non-centralized digital currency. But if you had O-coin as a cryptocurrency and the value of that started to rise based on the value of the company, wow. So we get double bubble. Not only have we got O-coin in the wallet, but that value of O-coin could rise. So based on the value of the company. So, I mean, again, this is hearsay.
Okay, but then when the value rises, the price usually rises. Am I right? We're not thinking of that part? Okay.
At the moment,
Got it.
It's a possibility. And having that digital wallet and having the blockchain being integrated and set up to do that, then it's something that may well happen in the future. So, and it could be around the corner. Who knows? I mean, you just never know with these things. And the way Onpassive is moving forward with all the other various products that are ready to go.
Andy, what other various products that are ready to go? Like the other 46 that he said he was releasing? Like, okay. I guess we're back to there's a bunch ready to go. Pegged to the value of Onpassive, which means it goes down, not up. I know. I don't know. Again, they seem to think that above market value means that they're worth more than what's on the market.
Could be, this year.
Who are they getting from?
As I said, that's a total guess. But I love the security aspect of it, and I love the fact that we could well have our own cryptocurrency at some point. But it's a case of.
But again, the only reason why you think it's secure is because you are brainwashed into thinking that Onpassive website is secure. OMail is secure for an email client, which it's not. then you're also tricked into thinking that like, oh, net is secure and no one can hack it, which is not true, by the way. Just if you were wondering, don't ask me how I know that. It's just not true, okay? And also, you're assuming that wallet is secure, that people should feel confident eventually attaching it to their bank accounts, which no matter what, they would have to do. Even if it was a cryptocurrency, they would have to do that in order to put their money in and turn it into the O coin. I mean, unless they were just turning their commissions into O coin, which is what Ash is hoping for. But I'm pretty sure that people want to make money with Onpassive so that they can pay their bills, pay their rent, buy groceries, etc. Not so that they can make sure that they are purchasing OConnect every month for $125 a month in 4 installments over the year. Like, this only works if you really just want to buy Onpassive stuff. And that's it with your money.
Being able to link that to various things, and certainly for the Indian market, it's more difficult to transfer to a bank account, so they'd be getting a credit card like a Visa or a MasterCard that would link to the Onpassive wallet and be able to give them the facility to put credit onto that card.
Oh god, we're back to the fucking Onpassive cards. I was hoping it went away. They already said they were going to do this with the O wallet, and it was like, wow, congratulations. Like, a lot of the MLMs have their own little debit cards you can get. I have the one for Sensi for when I was in Sensi. Little purple card. Like, that's not an amazing concept either. Woo, there's Fantasia Footsberry. Ready to turn on the foot lovers across the flat earth. You go. Let's just blockchain OCoin and make it transparent. Can you do that? That would be fucking funny. I mean, if you can, I'm not saying don't. It could be the majority of people that make the next payment are the ones that expect commissions. I feel Downline will dry up quickly. And Mars brings up a very good point. It's not complex. They released their best tool twice now, and nobody is buying it except them. That's it. It's over. But they keep their delusional grand fantasies. Right? It's not going viral now. I don't think it's gonna. Too busy in webinars to eat groceries. Right? Right? Not really. The Ash Bomb was supposed to be like the OConnect release. So it kind of like fizzled. Because when they released it that time, it really was shit and was not working. And we already knew that they were releasing it. So it wasn't really much of a... So basically it was nothing.
For them to then spend, rather than have to put it through a bank in India and have, exorbitant charges being deducted, no doubt, like most banks do.
Okay, but what's the difference between having charges and having to pay for O-Wallet every fucking month? Like, I'm sure that the charges that your bank charges you are not going to be anywhere near what, like, O-Wallet charges. Like, I think I pay just over $10 every month for my bank account for the fees. Something like that. And I guarantee you O-Wallet won't be $10 Canadian a month, okay?
Wow. The last point sounds like back in my country too, because people have these difficulties. I just hope that this is something that's going to be really of much help in those kind of places. So, Jeffrey, last remark?
Wow, this is going to be a short program today, huh?
No, we go on and on, though. I'm happy if we can keep on. So
no, you'd said last remark, and I thought, oh, wow.
No, go ahead.
Don't worry, Jeffrey. You'll get your 15 minutes of fame.
I mean, we could keep on talking, but you were talking about just a minute ago about what was the last thing you just said about?
I think that they give you guys free bank accounts because you have to pay for health care. Yeah, they're like, since they're going to die earlier than everyone else, maybe we'll give them free bank accounts, Alps.
Something going on there.
Right?
Yeah, Andy said in English.
She is like the most dismissive person. It's so rude. And that's always been what bothered me about her. Like, it's like somebody could pour their heart out to her and she'd be like, yeah, okay, cool. Well, today I'm just going to go to an Onpassive webinar now. Bye. Like, she really does not care.
India, sometimes it could be difficult transferring money to bank because it takes a lot of charges and stuff. But then with the wallet and stuff, it's going to make it much easier. Is that what you said, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that though, Jeffrey. So as it stands at the moment, we've got this massive currency fluctuation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if you've got a coin which is dollar based, and you put
it's not dollar based though, because it's not anything.
Dollar onto a card, it makes life easier for Indians to spend dollars rather than rupees.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Wait, you are saying that it would stay in US currency when they spent it in another country, so it wouldn't have an exchange rate, I guess, because it's not going on the exchange, but it's somehow still going to be real money. What the fuck? How do you get to that conclusion, Andy? Just, like, what? You need to, stop going to these webinars. They're doing something to your brain.
Now look, the currencies are likely to change this year. We're going to go into why, but things are likely to change because obviously with what's happening with BRICS.
Yeah.
So it could be that because the dollar might be taken off, it might be linked against something else. Who knows? We've got that capability. That's the beauty of having an O.
But the thing is that O coin is not linked to the US dollar. Like, what?
Okay. All right. In light of what you were just talking about, we might want to talk about then.
See, that's what I mean. But Andy seems to think that there will be no exchange. They're the ones that will pay the exchange, not Ash. Yeah, see, that's not good. I'm just kind of like, I don't think that you can do that, though. Because then wouldn't that just be illegal money? And then, I mean, I know that there are some places that will accept American. Like, there's lots of places here in Canada where if you show up with American money, they'll accept it and then they'll, give you back Canadian money and change, and they'll do the exchange. Like, they'll give you back a little bit extra, because your US dollar goes further here. And I believe in Europe right now, it would be the opposite. And I'm just trying to think, why Andy thinks that they would be able to pay an O founder in India US money on a card, and then it would stay US money when they went and spent it at a store. Because like I said, even if they hand over the US dollar, it's not like that store then has a bunch of US dollars that it's going to be giving them back US change. They're going to end up with, is it rupees there? So I'm kind of like, no matter what, there would have to be an exchange, and you would then have to put O coin as just like the US dollar. So now it's no longer untraceable or really crypto, unless we're saying that it's going to be on the crypto. But then again, if they were spending it as crypto, most places don't take crypto. So see, then we're back to the first problem we had at the beginning of the fucking stream. So it would have to be attached to the US dollar, like Annie's kind of implying here, but then again, then it has to be on the exchange. So, like, what? It makes no sense. It's impossible.
Some of the technologies that digital wallets rely on, and
no, the leaders, I don't think they get paid per webinar at all. But a lot of them do make AdSense, so they have been making money, while everyone else is just kind of waiting.
I don't think that a lot of the problems that folks, or even some of the, maybe the insecurities that people have about this technology are going to come to life too badly, because digital wallets rely on a lot of different combinations of technologies to function.
Hi, Marina. I hope you're doing well.
Right? I mean, one of them is secure elements, which is a tamper-proof chip system, right? It stores sensitive information, such as encryption keys and payment data.
Again, I do not suggest ever putting any sensitive information into anything on Passive.
And stuff like that. There's also what's called near-field communication, and this actually enables communication between devices when they're in close proximity.
You want Ash to do that? Are we getting Eamon Rashed to do this right now? Like, what?
That, again, that helps us with contactless payments, and it stops us from entering data and maybe screwing up whatever, putting wrong stuff in. Technology, again, like mentioned earlier, cloud computing, it allows data wallets to store and process data remotely, ensuring scalability and accessibility. We've got encryption. These techniques, encryption techniques like tokenization, which we talked about, and something called elliptic curve cryptography. They protect the data for users and the user's transactions, and obviously the biometric authorizations and authentications. All of these things point to where we're headed in the future as far as digital wallets and the technology go. So I think it's a very stable, very scalable, and it's going to be very secure, very secure. So I don't see it being too much of a problem, although that's if it stays private and decentralized, and we have these decentralized networks with blockchain. I don't have a lot of faith in governments making their own and trying to control it.
Me neither.
Okay, thank you. So,
I mean, it's what we have at the moment is we have a system where we're using a third party in the form of a merchant, right? And that merchant controls.
Oh, here we go. This is good.
The flow of income and outgoing. Now, we obviously Onpassive, unbeknownst to Onpassive, that merchant wasn't perhaps set up to be able to deal with the massive influx of money coming in and going out. So,
here's the thing. It's not about the merchant not being able to deal with it. It's about a merchant does not trust a brand new company with a brand new product taking in a bunch of money because they've seen scams do this. That's what scams do. And then they get fucked over. So to protect themselves, they'll often put your account on a hold or make you pay like an extra amount as a security deposit with them, or etc. It's not that they were like, oh my god, Onpassive is selling so much OConnect, we don't know how to deal with all this money coming in. Like, no, that's not what it is. Before you talk about it, you gotta try to understand it. Konfor is like, I'm not getting paid to act interested. I was getting paid to sell this. It's massive. It's massive. It's all about the cough when Andy's lying. Yes, the scammer's throat clear, we call it here. You'll notice a lot of them do that. Mike Ellis is another one that often will do the throat clear while he's lying. He'll be like, you know, that almost made me choke because I didn't have to do it. Hi, Robert. Hope you're having a great day. You know, good to see you, Marina. I hope so, Mike. Glad to help. You know,
for us to be able to withdraw our O coins, we're stuck with.
But see, that's the thing. In order for you to be able to withdraw your O coins, if that's what you're paid in, O coin would then have to be able to be exchanged into your money. So where you are, US dollars. Okay, I don't think you can just like pull out some random number at the bank. They'd be like, what is this? You can't deposit this. This isn't real money. What are you doing?
The merchant side of things at this precise moment in time. Now, once that's clear, great, no problem. It will simply be cash in, cash out. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and each O coin, as we know, is worth $1. So one O coin is the equivalent of $1. But
no. No. I know it says that. It says that in the O wallet in the back office. Right? But that is not the case. Okay? Otherwise, I could draw on a piece of paper right now. Make a money. Okay? And I can be like, this is worth $1 Canadian. I've decided. Make a website for it. Put that, you can exchange one for $1 Canadian. And then I would be able to go use that at the store. And that's not how life works. That's not how you make money. Okay? That's not how that's going to go. You can't just be like, I've created a money that is worth $1. All right, there's a lot of steps that would have to be taken for you to even be able to pull out O coin as your commission. So you better hope that Ash is not planning on paying all of you in O coin. If that's what you're hoping for, that's not good.
The system is put in place, we become our own merchant. So we get rid of that middleman entirely. Yep. Yeah. So once you've got that in place, Onpassive makes a payment, it goes straight to your wallet. You then withdraw your wallet straight to wherever, your bank account or the credit prepaid card or whatever. It's not there today because we've still got a problem with the merchant. And until that is resolved, we can't get all of these thousands of customers that are waiting in the wings to come on.
Marina says, so I had a team of over 3,000 members in my downline. The guy who my account got bumped up to after I left and Ash had all my accounts blocked received not $1. Were they supposed to pay you for that? Because nobody's received $1 here. And in order to make $1 now, you would have to then buy the O Connect. Otherwise, you're not making anything. Right? And that's the problem. Jakarta wants to know who the guy was that your account got bumped to, if you know, Marina. Don't worry, no one will ever get paid. I mean, it's looking like that. And I do still think that people aren't going to get paid until at least June 2025. Because the court case is actually set for June 2nd of 2025. So until that happens, I don't think that anyone's going to be able to get a commission here.
Board and use O Connect as the first paid product. Because what's the point? If you have a...
It was Robert Walker from New York. With 3,000 members, he thought he would be retiring. Yep, and he's not. And by the sounds of it, I don't even know if those people would stay in his downline. because it sounds like they still need to allocate the traffic in the future. And that would have been all of the people that you guys signed up. So then they might end up underneath somebody else. Because the way it's been explained is if somebody signs up, they get put under basically the next person that's due a downline. And I guess it was supposed to like go by the order in which you signed up for Onpassive, right? So if you were number 100 to sign up, you would be the 100th person to get a downline. And then after all the people got a downline, you would wait 100 more people and then you get another downline, you know? And so I don't even know why they have like these affiliate links. Because I'm like, well, like, if the person uses your affiliate link, it doesn't even matter. They just get put in some fucking dungeon that Ash and Marty have in their basements to be allocated in future, you know? It is a joke, and it just gets worse. He paid 143 and only one member out of the 3,000 actually paid. Yep. I am glad to hear that, though, because that's a lot of people that didn't waste that 143. Thankfully for them. Hi, I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
We have another stop going there.
Stop going there.
I'm just really glad that all those people didn't pay the 143, though, really. I made sure my team knew that Ash was scamming everyone. Good. I hope so. I hope so. It's way worse than expected. Yeah, honestly. I'm glad, Takara. It is, but...
a system that won't allow a customer to make a payment for a product. What's the point in opening it out to the world? So, but that is coming. And, you know, one of the questions on here was how can I...
They're lying so much, even Jeffery almost choked that time.
I cash out my O coins. Well, once the merchant system is...
That was you, Jelly. That was you that went in there and said, how do I cash out my O coins? So this is him explaining to you. Like I said, this part gets good.
It's resolved. Great. No problem at all. You'd just be able to transfer or have it transferred straight across to your bank account.
But you know what, Andy? It is perfectly right to say that that wallet that we've got, it's been tried, it's been used, it works just fine. We've processed some crypto payments through it, so and we know it's just going to be better when it finally comes online for everything.
Absolutely. You know, it's not this. The issue is not our end.
Right.
Yeah, it is not our end. So our system is robust and sorted. It's simply a case of getting that merchant sorted.
Listen, we're a real company for real people with real products, okay? It's not our fault. It's not on our end. The problem isn't on our end. All right? It's not Ash's fault that he committed fraud. All right? It's not Ash's fault that he never secured a merchant for 5 years of running this. It's not Ash's fault that when he did secure a merchant, everything looked really creepy to them. So they had to hold all the funds for 6 months. All right? None of that is his fault. Stop blaming the company. It's the merchant's fault that all of that stuff happened.
Going forward or moving forward, the plan is to be able to take everything we have in-house. And therefore, there's no need for a middleman.
Yeah, then the SEC, they just don't like us, okay? Listen, Ash is trying to make it big in the tech industry, and the tech industry is full of corrupt people. He wants to be the correction to that corruption. And so because of that, they're just trying to stop him. He was sent by God. He was sent by God to run this. That is quite a varied spread. Good to know they all took your advice and saved an O-Connect payment each. Yes, honestly, Marina, it is good to know that. I like that. Look at that. Marina Buffett now saving almost 3,000 people from being scammed by O-Connect. That's right.
That would be phenomenal if we could get to that point. For the time being, we're not there, and therefore we have to use these merchant services.
Yeah.
That sounds very promising. What can be better than a self-contained house? So that's what we're working to.
Well, Mr. Mufareh was talking about that back in 2019 when they halfway through 2019 when they finally came out and said, you know what, we're moving away from marketing, and we have become we got a brand new direction. We've upped the ante, so to speak, and we're going to go from marketing to AI IT. And the first thing on the table we need to do is create our own AI and some other technologies, because they don't exist. To do what we want to do, we can't do. So we've got to create what we need to do. That's back then. He was even saying, we don't want third-party players. We don't want anybody in here. We don't want old.
Okay. So then why didn't he start all of this back then? Okay, imagine if when he was talking like that in 2019, if he had secured the merchant then. Maybe it would have gone better for him. Maybe it would have lit a fire under his ass to release O-Connect back in 2019. Then he maybe would have gotten the tech people back then too, for Christ's sake. Like, that's what I mean. That's his issue. He does a lot of talking and planning all this stuff and dreaming big, but not a lot of actually doing things.
Stuff and build on it. We're going to create everything from scratch. We're going to own every bit of it. We're going to know every bit of it. And we're going to build the core so that the core is continually updated. So we don't literally everything surrounding it, the platform itself is the core, and everything around it will be plug and play. So whenever they want to update, for instance, O-Connect, then they'll update O-Connect, pull the old one out, put the new one in. But actually, I mean, I'm simplifying it. Obviously, they're going to do it, and they'll just bloop, bloop, swap it out, and you put the fix in place. You'll never even know it. It'll never even hiccup. So it's
okay, but updating the app for you is not a brand new feature or something, or of an amazing thing. Like, all of the other ones already do this. Come on now. This all points to Ash that was completely surprised by how many founders he could rope in. Yeah.
Not like these folks that have taken their old stuff and now they're doing a backstroke trying to make it comply with all the new stuff that's coming out. That's not what we're doing. Same thing with the wallet, same thing with everything else. And you're absolutely right. We don't want to be going out of house for anything. We want to be a one-stop shop, fully self-contained. And I think I'm going to stop right there. Go back to you.
Okay, sure. Thanks.
Can I make a point here, Comfort? Because the question came up.
Oh.
My understanding, we eventually have our own debit card. No, it's not a debit card as such. It is a prepaid card. You load the card up, so you could put $1,000 on the card. You therefore have $1,000 on that card to be able to spend. It is not a debit card. Please don't. There are two totally different things here. It's not a.
But again, that's because you guys didn't explain it well. And you're saying that people are going to take their O coins and put them in their bank account. Then you're also saying that then they'll be able to spend the money they make with their O coins on their own special card. So can you blame people for thinking that you meant Onpassive would have a debit card? Okay, you guys are all over the place in this damn live stream. People are having a hard time keeping track with what you're saying. Okay, because you're like, oh, you can withdraw your funds into US dollars. 1 O coin equals $1 US, and so you'll be able to use a card. Also, maybe this person didn't mean debit card. Maybe they meant like that's what they just call all those cards is a debit card. You know? He gets so upset here.
Debit card, it's a prepaid card. But Jeffrey's made a very good point here, because if you have everything in-house, what do we need from anyone else?
Nada.
Right. And if we don't need anything from anyone else, who else can affect us?
Nobody.
Exactly. So when you have not only the products for yourself, you've got the access to all of the systems under one roof, single sign-on. You've got the database side of things. You've got the banking side of things, and all of the other components fitting together, and potentially in the future.
So you make your own bank, your own KYC, so that you aren't regulated is what we're doing.
Things like physical products will come online as well. Then you've got a total, what's the word? Ecosystem of its own. That's quite
So then what you're saying is then people will just be hanging out in there. They'll never have to leave the Onpassive ecosystem. It will have all of their needs. You'll all just be hanging out there together. You know, it's not a debit card. He got so upset over just like that word. It was so funny.
In with the ecosystem we got. But then nothing can affect us from outside, and it doesn't matter who's trying.
Okay, see, now this is somebody else saying, when we have the cards available to the affiliate, you'll be able to transfer your O coin to your card. Then you'll be able to spend. But no, that doesn't make sense, because then it's staying in O coin, and nowhere accepts O coin. Right? Like, they don't accept O coin. Sorry.
What and who's? It's irrelevant. We're our own enclosed sphere, and no one can touch us.
And you know what? That's going to work better for everybody, because now we're not dealing with.
Yes, he did show them mock-ups of debit cards with people's names on it when he was originally talking about the cards, and they look like debit cards. Like I said, that person might not have literally meant a debit card. To a lot of people, okay, that just means a card that you can spend with from your bank account. And he gets like so triggered, and it's one of their own. That was somebody in Onpassive that's probably on several of these webinars with them that asked that. And the way that they like jump on each other the second they can is just, it's craziness.
Third-party people, we're not dealing with anybody else trying to get their fingers in the pie or to mess with the software or do anything else. We control every bit of it, and we can update it on the fly or as we wish, or do whatever we want without having to worry about somebody else being in the mix and not agreeing or somebody getting greedy, whatever. It's going to work better for everybody.
That's where the shareholder bit comes in. We don't have shareholders. We don't need you. Go away.
Mr. Mufareh said a long time.
Again, though, these are things that add up like value to your business. Having shares on the stock exchange, for example. But okay, yeah, no, you don't need
to. They will never, ever, ever go public.
You guys are doing great.
But you know, he's had people offer to buy it already. So
I don't doubt that for one moment. But it's the greedy shareholders that have changed the system that we currently have into one that is a monopoly side of things, and that's just wrong anyway.
Well, I agree.
You bring up monopoly as you're talking about spending O coin, which is no better than monopoly money. Just saying.
But in lieu of everything, I mean, I am loving when you take a holistic picture of Onpassive. I am loving the way that it's shaping up. I mean, okay, yeah, there's been a little frustration and some challenges. You know, a lot more on Ash's part than ours. I mean, he's really had his fingers in it, so to speak, with all the challenges that other folks have brought to us and that Onpassive has had to deal with.
Do you hear that shit just now? Did you hear that? All of the problems that Onpassive has just been because other people are bringing problems to them and causing them problems. If it wasn't for those pesky haters and those stupid regulatory agencies like the FTC and the SEC, Onpassive would be able to run just fine, guys. They are not responsible, and Ash especially is not responsible for the problems. It's just other people bringing problems to Onpassive. Okay? They're not responsible. Ash has done everything just perfect. But the evil corporate America is full of these corrupt businessmen that saw him and they were like, you know what? This guy's going to be the next big tech giant like Elon Musk. We're going to stop him. Yep. So they said, we're going to go to the SEC and get them in trouble. And, you know, they've done everything perfect. They don't know why. These mean regulatory agencies, I tell you. How dare they? Protecting consumers. The fuck needs to protect consumers for? Don't you hear Marty and Chris? They're just fine. They don't need saving. All right? Marty even says, call him Jim Jones.
If that's a cult, call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
No joke. Do or die. I guess if you don't do, then you're going to Guyana. You know, that's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen, you know. They hardly use O-Connect, and when they do, it's super janky, right? None of them use the garbage products. Nope. As if Onpassive would ever have the chance to have shareholders. Right? You know? You know? It's true.
But all in all, I think we are still well ahead of the market. And as far as digital wallets are concerned, there are, just like with anything else, some future expectations, right? I mean, increased security is one of them.
If you are truly in Onpassive, this commenter says, you'll understand what goes on. That's why it's in it to win it.
Digital wallets are going to have increased security measures that are continually.
Violet says Delo Life is going to sell travel packages to Guyana. You know, that's why Ken Russo was promoting it.
Protecting users, i.e. us.
It all makes sense.
Our information and transactions. We're going to have a lot more innovation because they're being developed with more innovative features like the ability to set.
We're going to have more innovation because they're being developed with more innovative features. Yeah, no, great job explaining that. Yeah, totally.
Their own rules and limits on spending and stuff like that. We're going to be able to focus more on data ethics. Onpassive has talked about ethics, about writing our own guidelines for ethics, using ethics in the AI, all of this stuff. Global expansion, I mean, we're there. More use of AI, we're already there. More focus on customer experience. I mean, we're already a conscious business heading into Industry 5.0 where the human component is central to everything. So, I mean, we're...
Exactly. Do you not think that there are other companies out here in the tech industry that say that they care about people? You really do think that Onpassive is the only one? Come on. Most companies claim that the reason why they're making their technology is to make life easier for people. That's like the whole reason why. So I don't know why you think that this is a brand new concept that is only at Onpassive. It's like you haven't done any research on the industry at all.
Way ahead. Man, you just got to love where
Peaceful says it's always good to write your own ethical guidelines.
we're at. I do.
Absolutely, I'm with you, Jeffrey. Yeah, I mean, you know, it is one of those situations where a lot of what we said today, guys, by the way, this is logical guesswork.
You know.
Right? None of this is set in stone. Right? None of this. What
do you mean none of this is set in stone? What do you mean? Why are you doing an entire webinar, okay, literally called The Importance of Having Your Own Wallet, #OWallet, if you don't know if any of this is happening? Why would you do that? Don't you waste enough time at webinars, Mr. Berks? Sir? Okay, like I don't understand. It's like you literally came on here, did an entire speech about all the great reasons why people should want OWallet, and then you turn around and say, but we don't know if any of this is happening. We're just kind of guessing. We're just guessing it might happen in the future, hopefully. It's like, okay. So you're just, again, pumping yourself up for nothing instead of looking at the reality of things. Which the reality of things is that we're heading on to the end of April 2024, and you've been waiting for commissions since September of 2023, and you haven't received 1 cent. And no, don't tell me, oh, well, he gave me back my 95 O coins, even though I paid $97 US to join this thing. Because first of all, he still owes you 2 O coins. And I'm not going to give up until everyone gets their 2 extra O coins, Ash. I'm just saying, that was sneaky. But also, that's not extra. Because then it was just to give you extra off of the O Connect. You see, like, it doesn't count as commissions or a payment. I couldn't pull it out and feed my family with it. It just sat there, and the only thing I could do with those O coins is literally put it into the O Connect, because it's the only thing I could fucking buy from you. So if I'm sitting there and I got 95 O coins plus 10 O coins, so I have 105 O coin, okay, the only thing I'm going to be able to do is buy the O Connect with it. And you guys seem to think that then he also gave you an extra deal off O Connect because you did that. So you look at it almost like a double payment, which makes no sense. It's not even a 1 payment to begin with. Again, can't pull it out. Like, this is one of the most ridiculous speculations yet. Mark says, companies that have shareholders are corrupt and not transparent. That's why Onpassive will never have shareholders. It's our company and privately owned. Berks about a year ago, right? We're probably more transparent than Onpassive. Onpassive is the only one that will allow Chris and Marty to walk into a restaurant and make it rain on all the other diners. The single moms in the corner. I think this is in response to my question during this, asking, how do you know any of this is going to happen? Thanks. Jelly has them very upset.
saying is that from what we've heard so far, year to date or since we joined, this is the logical progression of where it's expected to go. Now we're talking about the wallet. The wallet is already in place. Okay. What I've said earlier on was that these wallets.
I know. And could you imagine if you are already in this thing and you got your O wallet for free, and then all of a sudden they like start charging you for it? You'd be pissed.
May allow us to send.
People are probably feeling that way about O Tracker right now.
Send money wallet to wallet. It's not there yet. Now, my logic tells me that's purely down to regulation, because one of the guys has asked, how do you know this lot is going to happen? Well, we don't.
Yeah, Jelly. Ask these questions for.
What we're saying is it is a logical progression. We know from what Mr. Ash has already told us that.
So wait, do you know or do you not know? It's just a logical progression? Okay, Andy.
This is what they want to do. Yeah. But if they do that, then this is what it means to everybody. And this is where it gets.
Okay, but like, I think the point that Jelly Snack was trying to get to is why are you wasting an hour of your time speculating about what could be instead of talking about why the O wallet is good, like, right now? You know? Because that's what I'm wondering. I'm kind of sitting here like, why are we doing an entire webinar based on speculation when this is supposed to be telling me why the O wallet is good to have? Basically, you know? Yeah, Jelly says, so how do you know this is going to happen? And the response is, we don't. So again, why are we wasting an hour of a webinar talking about all of this, you know? Like, what are we doing here? Imagine if you came here to find out why you should get O wallet and like be a part of Onpassive, and then this is what you're met with is this webinar.
It's exciting, as Jeffrey's quite rightly pointed out.
I just like how John White, welcome John, how he's playing with words here. That is why these technology companies that have gone by way of selling stock are all stuck to their infrastructure and cannot change. That's Absolutely. So true, isn't it? We are more dynamic because we don't owe anybody anything.
Yeah,
so
absolutely. Think about this again from a logical point of view, Comfort. If you've got a company that has, sold shares.
Ooh, have you factored in the SEC lawsuit? Thanks, Andy. Good question.
Is on the stock market, every stockholder is interested in making a profit because the value of their share goes up, right? And no one wants to buy shares if the value of the share stays stagnant and doesn't make them any money.
They're like, listen, all right, you don't want to be on the stock market because the shares go up in value, which make the company go up in value. And we don't want that because we have no value. We have no value and we would rather keep it that way. All right. We don't want our value to be gaugeable by any outside sources. We told you we are the best on the market. You got to just believe us.
Now, if you've got a FTSE 100 company, then you should get what they class as a dividend, a small percentage each and every year based on the fact that that company has a value to it and we're going to pay part of that profit back out. Right? If we don't have any of that, we're not beholden to what they can turn around and tell us to do. Whereas with the other companies, a lot of the shareholders actually have a say in what happens to the company. Yeah, sure. And what you've seen in the past is you've seen companies where the shareholders have voted for the original owner of the company to leave.
Yeah, did you ever think about why that was? Usually in that situation, it's because the person that's running the company is actually corrupt, doing things not right. And so, yeah, the shareholders get a say in these things. So are you scared that if you had shareholders, then they would eventually want Ash to leave? Because from what some people are making it sound like that might already be happening. And, Onpassive is leaving the USA. And they want to replace all of the USA founders so that they can be more legit. So what happens if Ash, since he's in Orlando, Florida, is actually one of those people? Because Muhammad Kamal is listed as the CEO in a lot of places. You know? Chili says, I vote Marty to replace Ash.
Happens. It does happen.
Wow.
Yeah, and also where they go, hold on a second, the shares are currently valued at $10 and you own 50% and I own 50%, or 49%, and there's one of the guys that's got 1%. What we're going to do is we're going to increase the number of shares available by tenfold. Now, this guy that had 1% has got next to nothing. Now, it's another way of getting
They do
people
that
out of
more
the
with
way.
crypto.
And they did that with Facebook.
And you seem to really like cryptocurrency. Have you ever heard of all these crypto scams that do that with their own blockchains? I'm just wondering.
Facebook. So, these are nasty practices, and this is not something that Onpassive is never going to do, because we're never going to be in that position. And that is a key component of why guys like us are so excited.
You know, you brought something up a little bit ago. You kept throwing it out. You talking about
Alp says, Marty will only accept the CEO job if it includes implants or at least dentures in the company dental plan. You know? In a new chair. Can't forget that.
Logically, we can look at logically. It's not just logically. I mean, we've got precedent. Precedent has already been set in that if you look.
Oh my God. Is it the same one that we've seen? Because that's not a very good precedent. That means nothing's ever done. Even when you guys give a deadline. Again, like the history tends to repeat itself here. It's true. And it's true they've set a precedent. It's just not one that I would ever want to set.
Specifically, if you just look at Onpassive, where we were and where we are, and every step of the way, look at the trajectory. I mean, it's not hard to see where we're going. And we've talked about where we're going. I've talked about it a lot here today. If you look at the industries and the markets and even global economics on every touch point that we've had today, anything to do with AI and IT especially, you can see where we're going. And you can see that Onpassive is...
Again, that's not you, though. That's not you and your company and anything you're doing. That's just the industry. Okay, it doesn't matter how good the industry is. If you come out with crap products in it, you're still crap. You're at the bottom of this industry. Not even in this fucking industry yet. So this is what I mean. Like, technically, we're still in pre-launch. They don't have customers. Technically, until they have customers buying their products, this thing's still in pre-launch and has not fucking launched yet. So you can't be like, oh, look at the tech industry and the AI industry and what it's doing. And then that's what Onpassive is going to do. You can't do it. Nothing has told me that I would be able to do that. You know? It's awful.
Already in that future. We're already ahead of the curve, so to speak. So that precedent's been set. It's not just us saying, I think this is where it is. This is us saying, look at what has happened, look at where we're headed, and looking at these two, you can guess where we're going, and we're already there too. So life is good.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure. So guys, I think you've thrown a lot of...
So you released a product that nobody asked for and nobody needed in an industry that's already oversaturated with people releasing products in it. And that industry is doing well. So you seem to think that you're automatically going to do well by comparison, is what you're telling me. And then we should trust you and your judgment and logic on what's happening next in this company. No, I'm good. Thanks. I'm okay.
Doug, it's here and it's giving me idea for a few more topics. So you'll be coming back quite often to clear up a few things that you provoked here today. I'm just very excited. Thank you. And I think our family in the house, they also enjoyed the discussion. We could see from their comments. So maybe
Marina says, please look into Affluence. A member from Onpassive joined and paid for me. I told him I'm not interested. He is 86 and got scammed. They have no contact. I'll look into it, Marina.
You have one quick last word, or is that it? I'm fine.
That's cool. We're done.
Jeffrey?
Well, I'll just kind of, digital wallets. I mean, they're really, really important, and we've got a humdinger as they go, or we will have by the time it comes out.
This is the first time in the entire thing, and we are 41 minutes in, And this is the first time where I feel like they're actually talking about Oat Wallet and the reason why this stream was happening. The rest has all been just fluff and bullshit and them talking about what an e-wallet is. So
digital wallets have actually transformed the way that we conduct online transactions, period. I mean, they offer convenience, security, flexibility, right?
We wonder if we can get them to say tiny dinger.
The underlying technologies, they include things like secure elements, the NFC, cloud computing, encryptions, biometric authentications. They all work together seamlessly. It's a reliable.
Okay, but these are all things that Onpassive cannot do with its tech at all. So it doesn't really matter, does it? Talk about Onpassive and what they're doing. Why is O-Wallet from Onpassive good to buy? Not why are e-wallets good to have? Or what you hope this Onpassive O-Wallet is going to do in the future. Why do I want to get into Onpassive today and make sure I have an O-Wallet? Is that not what this was supposed to be about? Damn it.
Payment experience for everybody. And as the technology evolves, just like Onpassive continues to evolve, digital wallets are poised to play a very.
See, and then this John White says, now do you see why these giant technology companies hate Mr. Ash Mufareh and Onpassive? They will be fighting for a distant second place. And they're very convinced that all of the giant tech companies know Ash, and they're really, really scared of Ash and the tech he has. But you've seen the tech he has. Would you be scared? I promise you that the giant tech companies have probably never even heard of Onpassive. If you mention Ash Mufareh to one of them, they'd be like, who? But the people there actually believe this shit. It's like, yeah, no, they're trying to stop him because they're so scared his technology is going to take over. You look silly, John White. You look silly. Jeffrey Moron talks shit. He really does. This was a power fool discussion. Ha ha ha. See what you did there, Mark.
Prominent role in how we transact our daily lives, just like Onpassive is. So life is good. I mean, hang on to your hats, guys. We're almost.
But again, that's just for the people at Onpassive that want to buy Onpassive products and have the O-Wallet. Why do other people want it? That's what I was hoping I was going to have explained to me here, Jeffrey.
There.
Sure. Life is good indeed. So, guys, we are just blessed to be part of this.
We already have a direction with AI in Onpassive. No, you don't. Just because you use or have AI in your company does not automatically make it so that you are leading in the AI industry. Okay, especially when it's not even your own AI.
And of course, like I say, things will never be the same again. Thank you guys for always being there to have these chats. Thank you too for always joining us, guys. Those in the comment section. See you again really soon. I think tomorrow we have a meeting. We have 360 tomorrow at 6 a.m. Eastern.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna have to go with Chris here.
Stop going there.
Stop going there and watching these people. They have no clue what the fuck they're talking about.
Standard time or daylight time. Just change it to your own time and see you there tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
For crying out loud. Oh, Jesus. Well, what were you discussing the next day? Hey, were you discussing why social media is great? And then hashtagging ONET? And then the whole time you talked about how Facebook would be wonderful to use? And how you love posting to Instagram? Because that's basically what this was. It was e-wallets are great. This is all the great things that e-wallets can do in the future. We have O-Wallet, so we decided that we're a part of that all of a sudden. And, yeah, because of that, O-Wallet is great. It was like, no, okay? There's all kinds of applications out here that use AI, and they fucking suck. And they're not even in this industry, or considered on the market. or in competition with the giant tech companies, as John White put it. It just sounds ridiculous when you say that. Anyway, that was Andy and Jeffrey and Konfor literally discussing e-wallets. I feel like they discussed e-wallets, speculated about O-wallet, and that's what this was. Like, that's all I can describe this as. I don't know what else to describe it as. It definitely wasn't what that could have been. They could have used it specifically to talk about why the use of O-wallet is better than the other ones on the market or something. Another wasted stream that they do. And like I said, they kind of had some balls doing an O-wallet stream when people are still waiting for their commission payments. You would think that they would just kind of not want to bring up money at all right now. But these people have some balls. They dangle the fact that you're supposed to make money in your face while not paying you. Yeah, no, definitely get in on that, huh? Excellent stream. Power Fool, as Mark said. Yeah, that might be our next one. We might have to get a cartoon version of Andy Burke and make merch that says Power Fool. You know? Why not? Just for fun. Well, guys, that's it for Onpassive for this week. Tomorrow, I would like to cover some Nilo life so that we can kind of give our minds another little bit of a break, because next week is going to be a very busy week of covering lots of great Onpassive stuff. And I'm hoping that Ash at least shows up next week for his 360 meeting as well, since he didn't show up. They were supposed to go live this morning, and apparently he didn't show. So, we don't know what's happening still on April 18th. We are now just in a state of waiting to find out if were things supposed to be happening by today. Is there new products coming out? More features on OConnect? Like, what was supposed to happen and is it happening? And I don't know when we're going to find out. Hopefully, though, on Monday I'll be able to update all of you on that. I really do hope that all of you can also join me tomorrow for the Nilo live stream. It's going to be a really fun one. I have a lot of interesting things to discuss with you guys that I'm not sure if other people have talked about yet. So that will be tomorrow afternoon. And yeah, have a fabulous, fabulous rest of your Thursdays. Be sure to check out all of the other anti-MLM creators on the platform and see if the Recovering Hunbot is going live sometime today. I'm not sure, but possibly, so stay tuned for that. And I'll see all of you tomorrow afternoon. Have a fabulous rest of your day, and like always, we are in it to win it, right?
My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
Call me Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke. If that's a call. Hey.
Friend.
That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my own. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name is Ash Mufareh. If you're rude, if you've been doubting or spying, or we know who you are.
Stop going there. She wants to be the first to make us look silly. Yeah, Queen of Karma's on there asking for a debate. That's the lady I brought on. Her debate was 3-minute Ash. And another Queen of Karma. asking about why don't we answer the question about religion. I think we've answered that over and over again.
I've been answering them all morning long. It's not the answer you want, but only Reverend Jim Jones, okay? Let's go to Guyana, all right? No joke.
All right, this is a great way to start your day. Come here and tune in to crazy men talking about their experiences. My name's Ash Mufareh.
Thanks for coming all. Have a great day.
Friend.
I'm Mike Ellis, by the way.
And I'm your friend.
Stop going there. That negative YouTube channel has got more followers on it than I do on my YouTube channel. It breaks my heart.
And I'm your friend. My name's Ash Mufareh.
Stop going there. Yeah, Queen of Karma's down there.
My name's Ash Mufareh, and I'm your friend.
Let's go to Guyana.